Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the one, the only, DeAndre.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you can now call me by my stage name, Dion. Yeah, kinda.
That man chuckling in the background is Nick, sorta, maybe.
That is the most half-assed stage name I've ever heard in my life. Can we just call you Bambi from now on? Can we do that?
I
That's a
mean,
different kind of stage work, honey.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's a way different line of work.
Hey, you're equally qualified though, broski. So,
oh, thanks, man.
We've all been at bars drunk together. We've seen you dance on those old white ladies. I get it.
That is my mutant power.
You are a 55-year-old male stripper in a 30-year-old man's body. And finally, since we're keeping up with the terrible stage names, how about Kendo Slice?
Buckle up, bitches. It's go time.
Yeah, tonight is going to be one of those shows that people remember because I jokingly called it in the title, the racially charged episode of World Class Bullshitters, because a lot of stuff has happened this week. And, just keep listening. There's a lot to cover. So, first off, we're going to start the show like we always do and give a shout out to our newest patron. So first off, over on Patreon, this week we gave you guys the Beverly Hills Cop Watch Party. Part 2 will be out next week for the video tier people. We're going to upload some vlogs. Kendo, would you like to tell the listeners about the exciting vlog they're going to get from you? A first from Kendo Slice.
They've gotten vlogs from me before.
No. The special content of your new vlog. Your longest vlog yet. The thing you're super excited about. You've been unboxing it all day.
I didn't hang dong in front of no camera.
God damn it.
Now they're disappointed. Shit, you set it up so high. There's no bar.
No, yes. Yesterday I received said package, and then today I actually felt like getting up and actually doing something. So I unboxed and opened up my San Diego Comic-Con 1 of 5,000 special Ninja Turtles retro figure set thing that I got. Apparently it's not that special. You can still buy them on Big Bad Toy Store, limit 1 per customer. But it's like $30 extra now, and it doesn't come with that sweet, I'm guessing, white wrap around the side of it that says 1 of 5,000. Either way, I was super excited. It's Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael, the original figures and packaging that looks original with the exception of the Nickelodeon thing in the upper left-hand corner. And, you get Splinter and Shredder as well. And if you would like to see me talk about it, it's going to be on the Kendo Chronicles.
Wait, hold on. Are you clothed during this, or are you naked? What's the deal? What's the deal?
Well, the camera never shows me, so I mean, you can leave that up to your imagination. If you want to, all right. If you want to look at the big Ken Boski and be like, see him in his full glory in your mind, be my guest. You can imagine an eyeful.
How about let's not imagine anything, folks?
Hey, Nick's the one that's asking the questions here. I'm just answering them.
Fair enough, Nick. Keep it to yourself, bro.
Listen, man. Listen, all right. He was talking about showing his Junko. I was like, is that still a thing? Whatever. I was concerned for the fans. Okay, not myself. I swear.
Here we are. He's sending Snapchats on lakes with women on him. My man Nick was out there being like, you know what? I could use some sausage on this voyage. Kendall, what are you doing?
This boat trip is all right and everything like that. There's these chicks around, but I really am thinking about just Kendo's hog right now. See, it comes full circle. Nick the hog watcher.
I'm looking for the other white meat.
Is it what's for dinner?
Could be. Not for Nick though.
Not for anybody. We already ate. So.
I do like bacon, but anyways.
So let me thank our newest patrons. We had quite a few this week. So first off, I'd like to thank our friend Dean for joining. We also have Space Monkey 0899. He's always here in the chat, so thank you very much. Oh, he sent in some super chats already, so thank you very much. We'd also like to welcome Greg, who joined today as well. So for all those new patrons, thank you very much. But I want to give a very special shout out to a guy named Mark. Don't want to give out your whole name or your information, but Mark's been very active over on our Patreon page. A lot of positivity. really represents what World Class Bullshitters community is all about. So I just want to give a special shout out to him and thank everybody for making the community as awesome as it is. I know a lot's going on right now in the world. It's a very politically charged time and stuff like that, but I got to give credit where credit's due. Everybody that's involved with our chat, our comment section, people do live by the mantra that we did borrow from Bill and Ted, and that's be excellent to each other. So I just want to thank everybody for being so excellent and making what we do so much easier because of how cool you guys are. So I want to give a quick update because there's a lot of content coming from the channel starting tomorrow. Actually, most of it's from tomorrow. So tomorrow around noon Eastern time, maybe a little earlier, I'll send out a tweet. I'm going to do something fun. I don't have to do it. It's something I want to do. And I got the new Tony Hawk game, so I thought I'd stream it, have some fun with that. So if somebody's missing like a Good Morning Pop Culture equivalent, we can have that kind of a show. I'll be testing out the game, talking about stuff. You know what you're going to get from one of our streams, especially when it's just me. So come back tomorrow around noonish. It'll be on the PlayStation 4. We can have fun. And that's not the only time you're going to catch me because tomorrow night we have a mega stream. So first off, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have a super stream of The Boys. Now, the first 90 minutes are here. The second 90 minutes are on Mindless Entertainment. You're probably thinking, Jeff, how is that a super stream? Well, first off, we're going to be joined by Anna, that Star Wars girl, because in the following weeks, the following Fridays, we're going to be streaming The Boys on her channel every Friday night. And we're going to be joined by a guest. Who is that guest? Cecil. So Cecil's going to be a part of the show tomorrow night, as well as moving forward when we review The Boys each and every week. So if you're curious about The Boys, check out season 1. We give it the highest marks. Come back tomorrow to hear us talk about that. And then the first 3 episodes of season 2, which have dropped now. So if you're a Boys fan, you cannot miss that. Also, speaking of streams, this Tuesday night, Big High Council. You're thinking, Jeff, how do you get bigger than Doomcock, Lord of the Center of the Earth? Well, it's not that hard when you got the guy who wrote one of the greatest Batman stories of all time. So Dion, are you excited to hear who we got?
I am beyond motherfucking excited.
Now, how do you feel about the guy who wrote, or how do you feel about the story Batman Nightfall?
It's fun. It's a very fun story, very enjoyable, and especially when I first read it, I it was one of those where I was like, what is going on? So it felt like a fucking thriller movie. But yeah, man, I fucking love Nightfall.
So, Nick, now for you, you're a comic fan, but you might not know the name of the story, but it's the story where Bane breaks Batman's back. So we all know that from The Dark Knight Rises. Well, we have the writer, Chuck Dixon, who's gone on to write some of the biggest Batman stories of the 90s. He'll be joining us on the High Council. So if you're a comic book fan, this is a big deal. Chuck Dixon is one of those writers from the modern era that is up there near the top, who's created some really great stuff. So we're going to have him on Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you don't want to miss it because it is going to be a great show. As you guys have noticed over the last couple of months, the High Council, we've brought in guests that maybe are outside of our sphere, but they're the people who create the content that we like to consume. So it's a way to talk to your favorite creators. So don't miss the High Council, and give a special shout out to Tom from Midnight's Edge After Dark because he made this happen. So go over there, show some love to Tom, and come back on Tuesday night. So now, gentlemen, are you guys ready for the next segment?
Of course.
Yes. The meme of the week. Now, I got to say, this one was pretty difficult because, first off, we actually asked you guys to make one specially. We wanted you to turn us into a band. So I got to give a shout out to everyone who made their memes, but there was one that was really damn good. I'm going to send it right now to the group, and you guys can check it out yourselves. These are getting harder because we have our buddy Miss Ninja Julian who's knocking it out of the park, and he's kicking ass each and every week. But I got to see exactly who made this one because this one came in quick and it came out perfectly. So, folks, right here, what? Oh, you're looking at it. Okay, cool. Here we go. This is the meme right here of the week. We wanted to be a band or Motley Crue.
I think, if not mistaken, the gentleman that made this meme listened intently last week when we all picked who we would be in Motley Crue, because I'm almost 100% positive he got it exactly how we assigned it. So extra props for you, good sir.
That is so goddamn funny. Oh my god, I 100% fucking. You got the perfect fucking face. My face, just shredding. I fucking love it.
I love how. Well, we were asked about, how people can find pictures of our face to turn into the memes of the week and stuff. When we do, we are going to launch a website sooner than we realize. We will have a little section there for everyone to, meme us. So let me just look up who sent this meme in. Crap, where'd it go? This one came in super early. Here it go. So the official winner this week is our friend Seth. So Seth sent this in last week. And that was quick. That was quick turnaround. So Seth, shout out to you. You're a meme winner of the week for the first time ever. So congratulations, and a thank you to everyone who did send in their submissions. Keep sending them in. We try to we just look for the best. If you win every week in a row, so be it. Just means you're an awesome memer. So thank you very much, Seth, and thank you everyone who joined us to make the memes.
The lack of neck is what really is giving me the shine here.
I love that more than I probably should.
Well, I don't blame you. So we also have one thing I wanted to throw at you guys, a little bit of a surprise. We do these little word games each and every week, and I found one that was pretty fun. So do you guys remember when we replaced a famous Star Wars quote with one word, sausage?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're keeping the breakfast theme alive this week, folks. Make sure you guys join us tonight. Take a Star Wars quote and replace one word with coffee. So, that's a nice basic one. Yes, asshole's a lot funnier, but I saw this one. So, folks in the chat, do your worst. So, try to think.
It's over, Anakin. Coffee. I have the high coffee. Or I have the coffee ground.
You're breaking my coffee, Anakin.
You're breaking the Keurig, Anakin. Quit it.
Jesse said, I find your lack of coffee disturbing. That's a damn good one. I'll give you that.
That could be a t-shirt.
That would be.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You only have decaf.
Oh,
Coffee these nuts in your mouth.
Oh, I would love to wear a t-shirt that says that. Now, while we're on the topic of Star Wars real quick, guys, it's official. October 30th is going to be the release date for The Mandalorian Season 2.
Yep.
Be a staggered release.
This is the way.
This is the way. Are we excited?
Very.
Yeah.
I'd
say so.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'm excited to see what they do, but I'm going into it, with my eyes open and kind of like suspiciously.
Yeah, because I mean, it seemed like a lot of people liked it just all around, and it's just like this is the time when season 2 where they fuck it up because everybody likes it, and they're gonna try to do a lot of fan service, and it's gonna be shit, and then they're gonna try to revamp it and bring it all back to season 3, and I don't know. It's just I hope it's good. I hope it's good.
Same. That's all we want, folks. For everyone that thinks, everyone in the fandom menace hates everything. We really don't. Last week I gave singing the praises of Bill and Ted. Nick's going to tell us about Tenet in a couple of minutes. So, we're going in optimistic, but I won't let that my love of Star Wars color my judgment. If something isn't up to quality, in my opinion, I'm going to let you guys know. So just join us at the end of October. It's a weird time, too, because we'll be deep in Schlocktoberfest, and all we're going to be caring about is horror movies, and then we get sucked out to talk about Star Wars.
So many things that I'm trying to pull together. I mean, we're all trying to pull together for that, so.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, speaking of fun, Dion, this really only affects the two of us because we're slightly younger than the other guys. But yes, last week...
Easy there.
You'll understand why.
Calm down here for a second.
Trust me, you guys have told me you're a little too old for this show. So last week, guys, was the anniversary of the Power Rangers.
Yes, it was.
And
I watched the Power Rangers.
Yeah, I did too, man. Jeez,
it just wasn't as sex nuts.
Yeah, I didn't wear the White Ranger suit every day after school. So I mean,
Yeah, that is my bar. If you didn't match that love of the White Ranger, then you're just not a Power Rangers fan. Right.
That's fine. I hated the White Ranger, but okay.
It's the truth. Sorry, broski.
Yeah.
Well, we all have to have our our limits and the way we view things. So
yeah.
Well, Voltron will kick his ass anyway.
The only reason I brought up the Power Rangers is because today, on this day in 2001, Trini, played by Thuy Trang, passed away. She was only 27 years old, so she didn't even have a very long life.
Jeez, man.
A car crash or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Driving in Thailand or something crazy like that.
Yeah, Dion.
It was
You're
a
right,
car
she,
crash. I know that.
It was a car crash.
Damn, man.
And the messed up part too is most people tend to forget that she's passed away because it happened, right before 9/11. And yeah, I know people are thinking, Jeff, the news could have got out days before. Social media didn't exist back then, and things took time to get out. Back in the early days of 2001. Oh
Yeah,
God,
man. If you weren't watching Entertainment Tonight, it took a while for you to fucking get that shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know she had died until like 9 years ago when the Power Rangers was released on Netflix, and I started watching from the beginning. I'm like, all right, let's see what this if I like it as much as I did when I was like 12, and I made it through a few episodes. I'm like, this is fucking corny, but then I did decide to go on Wikipedia and look up to see what all these people have done since that show in the 90s, and I was like, holy shit, she's been dead for 10 years. That's nuts.
Now, Kendo, speaking of them, Jesse's actually friends with one of the original Power Rangers.
I am. We follow each other on Instagram.
Is
And
it Walter
hung out in
Jones?
person.
Yeah, well, yes, we follow each other on IG because we have met. Yeah, Walter Jones.
Black Ranger.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. Coincidence? I think not.
The first time I was ever there when he was there, whoever I was with was like, "Oh yeah, look, it's Walter Jones," and I was like, "Cool, sweet." So I texted one of my friends, who's a huge Power Rangers fan. He was like, "I'll be right there. Don't let him leave." Probably creeped him out because he was like, "Oh my god, I'll take a picture and this and that and whatever."
Yeah, I wonder.
But it was one of those things where like Walter likes to get a little sauced. So it was one of those things where I would just be there, probably 4 or 5 different times when he was
He
there.
probably was trying to get some sauce.
Eventually,
It's been a lot cooler if it was Austin St. John, just saying.
Agreed, but
Did he keep standing behind you to the right?
no.
Damn.
Taking
Y'all
that
messed it up.
habit, probably
He
for
kept
about
asking you, "What are you doing later?" I'll stay for your friend. What are you doing later? What's your name
I
again?
can dance,
Jesse.
is your
I
is
won
your
many
friend
fights.
is your friend female too? What are you both doing after this? What's going down?
We could both go somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just put it this way. He's one of those people who very much enjoys getting recognized because it's one of the few things he has left.
Well,
you could say he was probably trying to use that to his advantage in certain
I definitely
areas,
think that's
but
the case. But it's interesting. It's a little bit. It's one of those things that's like it can be a little sad because you can tell, and also if you've tracked his Instagram, you listen to what he talks about and what he wants to talk about into. It's one of those things where it's like he still wants to be out there as an actor doing stuff, but he also acknowledges that like this was probably that was probably his heyday.
Just searching for booty now, Just booty.
well, I don't blame him.
Trying to
Well, I
live off
mean,
the
I don't blame him,
mascot.
but these days you got to be real careful with that stuff,
Yeah.
He's I will say he's a super nice guy. I got nothing bad to say about him.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good game one.
Oh my god.
That was a fun game.
He
My personal favorite Power Rangers game, though, is still Power Rangers, the movie for Sega Genesis.
Oh god, that thing.
That one was so damn fun.
Oh my god.
Oh man, that fucking game, dude. Oh my gosh. Fucking Power Rangers the movie. Talk about some crazy shit.
You love that movie more than I do.
I do. I love it. It's so goddamn bad. And then so you came up and we all watched it. I didn't realize that they randomly played Tom Petty at the end of the movie. And I was just like, for years I was like, Tom Petty's not in the Power Rangers movie. And it was like, see? I'm like, oh my god, there's something else I love in this movie. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Fucking Adam's the Black Ranger. Fucking fuck that guy. And then they got the worst of all Red Rangers, Rocky, is the Red Ranger. I was like, man, this is bullshit.
Dude,
That's
Power
what got
Rangers,
me out of it.
when they got that reset or whatever with the new actors, talk about lowering the bar for quality. Rocky, Adam, and Aisha sucked compared to Jason, Zach, and Trini.
Yeah, they were terrible. Now, look, bro, I don't hate Austin because he was trying to get more money for him and his mom. I'm like, yo, you do your thing, man. But fucking by far the worst Red Ranger ever. Like that dude doesn't even go out and say he was a Red Ranger. That motherfucker, you know what? I should have been the Blue Ranger. I got demoted to the Blue Ranger. That's who I was. Wow, fucking Zach is out there at bars trying to pick up, big booty white women. You know what I'm saying? Rocky can't even do that shit.
Yeah. And they didn't even give him a good send off either. It was like, oh, they went to a peace conference. That's fucking stupid. A peace conference that apparently lasted years. In fact, I don't think it. And
They beat booped out, man.
He beat booped out of existence, just like the Red Ranger.
yeah, it's unfair. It's unfair. Damn it.
Oh my god! And then Turbo happened, which was a fucking terrible movie.
Yay,
Fuck
Justin.
Turbo in general. Turbo just sucked.
Yeah, Power Rangers Turbo sucked. But Dion, one other thing that didn't suck, speaking of anniversaries and stuff, today, 20 years ago, one of our favorite video games, Spider-Man for the PS1 was released.
Yes, man. Oh my god, I miss Neversoft. That was a great studio, but fucking, I played the shit out of that game. Oh,
Same
Reno
here.
Romano was probably my favorite voice of Spider-Man, but god damn, dude. Oh, I fucking love that game. I played the shit out of it so many times, and then obviously when you can, you beat the game, fucking symbiote Doc Ock is scary as shit.
Oh God.
That was terrifying. Fucking terrifying. And then, Captain America's randomly shows up. Fucking, oh my god. And I'm pretty sure Cletus Cassidy dies at the end of that game, which kind of made me sad. But he's a psycho killer. Fuck that dude. But oh my god, I love that game. Daredevil's in it for a second. Fucking comedy level. Venom is in it.
Yeah.
God, I love that game, dude.
Well, there you go, right there. There's a picture of it, folks. Look how far we've come in terms of video game graphics.
Mm-hmm.
This is a cutscene, by the way.
Yep, that's when he goes and he saves Mary Jane, and he's just like, "Think, Eddie, I was with you in the crowd." And I'm gonna kill you. And Mary goes, "Peter Parker, get me out of here right now." He goes, "Coming, honey."
Jeez.
Oh my god, I fucking love that game. And fucking Venom somehow trapped the lizard, and you just like leave him down there, never mention him again. Like, oh well, hopefully the lizard fucking got out of that fucking cage. Oh my god, that was so
Yeah, because he
funny.
flew off the subway train at one point in time.
Yep. Fucking Venom being like, our bad. I'm gonna kill you.
I'm seeing a lot of love in the chat for this game. I'm really happy that people remember it fondly because, yeah, it doesn't look great by today's standards, but it was the first Spider-Man game that was 3D, I believe, that you could actually swing around a little bit, and it wasn't open world like Spider-Man 2 for the next-gen consoles would be, but it was a damn fine game, and up until the new one for PS4, which is my favorite, which I would say is the best, this one still might hold a special place in my heart in terms of, like, accuracy to comic book tone. And I don't mean like one-to-one, this character looks like that and all that stuff, but just like the jokes, the humor in the world, everything really worked well in this game. So I'm looking forward to going back and playing this eventually. I wish they'd re-release it.
So they need to. They really need to. And I definitely have a longing for all the characters had clenched fists. God damn it.
And their faces didn't move?
Yep. Oh my god, especially like, Daredevil, mouths didn't fucking move. Goddamn J. Jonah Jameson. Easy, Gargan.
Spider-Man, I asked for the police and I get this. And then if it wasn't enough, folks, after this game came out a couple weeks later, you could play as Spider-Man and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Yep. God damn, man. Fucking 2000.
So now that we've taken a trip down memory lane, let's do a couple of pieces of news before we move on to our big topics tonight. So folks will be talking about the John Boyega stuff, the Amber Heard situation, because apparently Warner Brothers is going to forgive her ass, which is stupid. And we're also going to talk about Chadwick Boseman. So it's going to be an interesting night. But first off, you guys know I'm a big fan of this guy, The Rock. Let's talk about The Rock's good news first. Did you guys hear that there was a new word added into the dictionary because of The Rock?
Jabroni.
Oh, God.
Yeah, jabroni.
Yep, jabroni is officially in the dictionary.
It took him forever.
Yeah. Well, this isn't even The Rock's, first word in the dictionary. A couple years ago, SmackDown was added to the dictionary. So for those out there who are like, oh, I didn't know The Rock had 2 words in the dictionary, well, now you do.
They did, in all fairness, they did give credit to the Iron Sheik, which I thought was really cool. Because obviously he says it, but he says it way more on Twitter than he used to back when he was wrestling. But
True.
They threw a little love to the Iron Sheik too, which he probably would have broke their fucking back and made him humble if they didn't mention it.
Oh yeah, old world style.
So now the other news about The Rock this week. The Rock has the Rona. So a lot of people are like, hey, Jeff, did you hear about The Rock? I'm like, yeah, I know who The Rock is, of course. No, he's got the Rona. I was like, oh, shit. So him and his he and his entire family have it. So That sucks. But it's like he's the last celebrity I expected to get it, because if you follow him, he's like super worried about himself all the time. It's like, oh, The Rock will be safe from this shit.
No, he was probably making out with Bat Patton. You know, that's what he got to do.
Dude, that blew my mind. The fact that Robert Pattinson has it.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
I mean, not really. He's a dirty English dude. I mean, he's gonna get it. I'm just saying, like, you know, we saw him trying to make popcorn that one time. I mean, he's gonna get it. I mean, you know, he's just gonna get it regardless.
Maybe he can throw the disease in the microwave and blow it up. Now, I don't wish him anything but the best of luck in terms of recovery, but I do find it funny that he got sick and they had to halt production right after it just started back. So they were all waiting around to make sure it was safe, and then as soon as it was safe, he got sick instantly. So do we think this is going to push this movie back at all?
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah. They got quarantined for 2 weeks and then get back at it.
Well, I mean,
God, that means they have to test the whole cast and crew and make sure nobody else has caught it either. Oh, Jesus.
Can you imagine being the director on that movie? You've had this long layoff. It's like, all right, so we had this layoff. I want to welcome everybody back. It's been a trying 5 months. Everything's good to go. We're going to start shooting back on schedule. It's going to be great. Hey, sir, Bat Pat's got the Rona. God damn it. All right, everyone go home. We'll be back in 2 weeks and everything should be okay. I mean, that's got to be aggravating.
What else that means?
what else does it mean?
He's just gonna lose all that muscle tone he gained from finally caving and working out after his asinine interview.
Oh no, he's gonna get skinnier. He's gonna fold in on himself.
He's gonna waste away and disappear. Maybe that's why he actually started working out. It wasn't because he was doing it for the film. It's because someone told him if he got the Rona, as skinny as he was, he'd waste away and die in probably 3 days.
Fair enough. By the way, Shaolin Wright, I did play Spider-Man Web of Shadows. The reason I don't show it any love is because I collected 1,000 of those damn web tokens, and then it wasn't even the achievement. It was collect another 1,000. So,
That's shitty.
Yeah, it was. It was a, it was a game that honey dicked me.
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Did you tell Dion that made it into our Mad Libs?
I was just
Tuesday?
getting ready to, yeah.
Nice.
So, before we start any more topics, I'd like to read a couple of the super chats that rolled in because a lot of people super chatted before we started the show, and I'd like you guys to hear what you guys have to say. So first off, our friend Dean Domino says, 40K orc fact. There are no orc females. They reproduce through releasing spores into the air like fungi. They aren't just invasive species. They are an entire invasive ecosystem unto themselves.
What?
Every week we get more and more Warhammer 40K knowledge, and I'm always happy about it because it's always the strangest shit I've heard.
Well, did I tell you guys that?
Yeah.
Oh God, who sent it? Adam Wofford sent in 4 Audible Warhammer 40K books.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I got a lot of listening to do. I've been working on a couple things, shipping out books, taking care of business, but I do want to listen as I'm working on the next project. So check it out. Or I'll tell you guys about it and give you updates because I think when we have our meetup finally, after all this crap boils over, or it's already boiled over when it calms down, we'll try playing the game together on a live stream and have people talk to us and shit. So
Nice. Yeah.
up next, we also have Infinite Wander says, I should warn you, Belisarius Crawl is the source of the biggest ass pull in 40K. You know it's better than super soldiers? Super soldiers.
It's kind of like in Halo.
What? It's like in Halo.
It's kind of like in Halo. I was going to say in Halo, so they created the Spartan Soldier program, but then they came out the Spartan 2s, and then they came out the Spartan 3s, and they were just so much bigger and badder ass and things like that. But, it's like, do you really notice the difference?
Well, then, I mean, and even in Halo, they also, I think there was some argument about the ODSTs being more important than the Spartans at some point because they can get behind and they can, be shot from a damn spaceship and behind enemy lines and take care of stuff.
Yeah, they're like paratroopers. Which, by the way, that game was severely underappreciated and underrated. God, ODST was a lot of fun.
I agree, it was a lot of fun.
At that point in my life when that was out, I was only into Halo multiplayer. And the ODST multiplayer was Halo 3 multiplayer. So while I had Halo ODST, I didn't really play much of it because I was just like, I want to play multiplayer with Dion. You remember it was with Jake.
Yep.
Campaign was a lot of fun.
Yeah, campaign was good.
I still like Halo Reach when you can die on a beach. Halo Reach.
No matter how hard you fight, Jeff, you'll never win. You can never win. I've tried so many times. Which, by the way, last week was Halo Remembrance Day. 500 years in the future, Reach gets glass. So somber remembrance to that. That hasn't happened yet. But one day it will.
Mm-hmm. Space Monkey 0899, thank you very much. More, the next are all about Warhammer 40k. He says, try Inquisitor Trainer. It's Warhammer 40k hentai visual novel. So, Dion, would you like a copy of Inquisitor Trainer?
Why not? I'm ready to go through some new avenues to get that net.
Hey, if anyone in my life is ready, it's you. Or
Dion's seen some shit.
That's right. I've seen some shit.
Intentionally.
Right.
He looks it up. I've seen his Reddit history.
Oh, God.
0899 also says Adeptus Selling is the Patreon account making it. Oh, okay. So if Dion wants to read that Warhammer 40k hentai visual novel, I guess we'll have to join the Adeptus Selling Patreon account. So Dion, do you really want that? Do you want to read the visual novel?
Yeah.
All right. Just remind me.
Horizons.
We'll sign up further.
Yeah, go ahead and send a link to that Patreon over to worldclassbs@mail.com with the subject line being "Attention, Dion." I'll make sure he gets it.
Thank you. Thank you. Just a few more. We have our friend Rob Brantz. Dean Domino again says orcs unconsciously tap into psychic energy of the universe. The more of them believe something, the more likely they can alter reality to make it so. That's not too crazy though, because
the more I learn about orcs, the more I think I like that race of Warhammer 40k. It's like because like they just jizz into the air and like make babies, and if enough of them think about something, it'll just fucking manifest. Like what crazy shit is this? It's awesome.
Yeah. So much different than the orcs that I have experience with when I was playing WoW. Those orcs were very different.
Oh yeah.
I want to watch Orcs the movie. Orcs on Broadway.
Oh, dude, Orcs musical. There you go.
Why don't we do that tonight instead of the coffee game, or in addition to the coffee game? We should just keep coming up with orc situations, based on what we know. So, like, I want to see Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants remake with orcs.
Orcs in space.
Orkfeld. Orkfeld. It's a show about nothing and orcs.
What about a high school drama like Mean Girls or something with all orcs?
Mean orcs.
Mean orcs or orc. Yeah, because you can't have orc girls apparently.
No.
It's always orky in Philadelphia.
It's
South Orc. I mean, there's just so many.
South Orc. Because of you, Jesse and I are going through a lot of South Park right now. We're on season 2? And so we're enjoying the shit out of that. It's been great, Kendo, because
it gets even better. I was gonna say it gets even better in season 5.
Well, it does, but the nice part, I don't know if you've watched the older episodes lately. They went back and remastered them all, so they're all in HD widescreen.
The only times I've seen them older. Nice. I was gonna say the only time I catch them when they're older is when because Comedy Central's been running like Block Party Summer, like how Nick at Night used to do, and it's like days of just like South Park from about 9 a.m. till 10 o'clock at night, and it's just like a random mix.
Well, I read online that they remastered them around 2009, so I don't know when they added them to the rotation, but it's so bizarre seeing the show look brand new, but with all the old content, so.
That's
I
cool.
dig it. By the way, folks, tonight,
Great
the after show is going to be over on Mindless Entertainment. It is Thirsty Thursday. We will be joined by Go Big Boar or Go Home. So it's a drinking stream, so we'll have some fun over there. I put the link in the chat, and join us over there. So, let's see. Rob Brandt says, if you're looking for a hidden gem game to play, look up Alan Wake, one of the best Xbox 360 titles. Twin Peaks-like setting with a good story on it. I have heard of Alan Wake. I think Gary Cassell, our friend who's a comic book artist, worked on the game or worked on the artwork for the game. So, Rob, I don't know if you've seen his channel. The name escapes me off the top of my head, but I'll tell him that people in our community like it, and I'll check it out one of these days. That and Heavy Rain came out around the same time, and I remember thinking, well, this looks like the same game. And then I saw The Last of Us. I was like, is this like Alan Wake? and it wasn't. But did you see, guys, that The Last of Us 2 is already on sale?
Who would have thought?
Yeah, it's a really, really
Shocking.
awesome selling game, but it's already on sale.
Yeah.
I have no interest in that one. Neil, I almost called him Neil Blomkamp. Neil Druckmann. I'm not in their demographic, so I don't want to play it. Beverly Hills Orc, I love it. I was reading the chat. There we go. So I want to thank everyone who sent in the super chats. We will read every one of them, so keep them sent in and we'll read them. But we have to talk about some of the more serious topics. So do you guys want to, what do you want to handle first? You want to talk about the John Boyega stuff or the Chadwick Boseman one, since it kind of caught us off guard?
We can get Chadwick. Well, that's a bad way to say it, but yeah, we can talk about Chadwick. Go ahead and get that one out of the way.
All right. So last Friday was when we all heard the news. And I don't know, I don't want to speak for you guys, but were you aware that he was sick?
No,
I was not.
No.
Nope.
So I had usually keep my phone with me all the time and stuff like that. But for whatever reason, I was watching something with Jesse and I grabbed my phone and we're like, Chadwick Boseman, or was it you that told me Chadwick Boseman died?
It was
Sean texted me or maybe us.
Yeah.
And then I told you, I showed it to you, and you were like, yeah, I think you had just seen something else on it too and thought it was BS.
I thought it was fake at first because, you know, we're fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Plus, we follow all the news and stuff for the channel. So we would have heard something, and I don't know how we missed it, but apparently he wasn't telling people. So, Kendo, what were your thoughts when you heard that Chadwick Boseman had passed away?
It was kind of like a gut punch. It was like, wow, really? Because one, we had no idea he was sick. And two, it was just like kind of one of those surreal things because it's like this guy wasn't that old. He wasn't a whole lot older than I am. And it's like, damn, that's just nuts that, 2 years ago he was in Black Panther. Last year he was in, Endgame, and now he's gone. So, we as much as we talk about, 2020 this and, celebrities dying is kind of something that happens routinely, because, there's a lot of them, they're like, way up there in age. That one was one that catches you off guard and kind of makes you stop and go, oh shit, really? Damn. And, you get a little rattled by that one.
Yeah. Dion, what were your thoughts, man? Because I believe I think Chadwick Boseman might have been on your radar earlier because I remember you were talking about Get On Up, like when it was fairly new. So I think he was the first on your radar first before any of us.
Right. Oh yeah. And obviously he did the movie about Jackie Robinson too. So yeah, and I was just shocked. I didn't really know what to think. I literally saw it and my jaw hit the floor. I did not. Like I said, I was with you, man. I thought it was, or not with you, but along the same lines of thought where I thought it was fake. And then I had to actually look it up, and sure enough, man, you see, I think CNN and Forbes and a lot of places were quoting the family came out and said, yeah, he passed, and yeah, I was 100% shocked, man. I did not know at all that he was sick, let alone close to dying, man. That's crazy. It really is crazy.
Nick, anything you'd like to add as well?
Yeah, man, I remember, because I think Kendo sent it in our group chat, and like I know enough for a fact if he sends it, it's not fake. He's gonna do his research. He's a bullshitter. I mean, just how it is.
That's right.
I was just like, like my whole reaction was like, how? Like, he's, I know he's kind of young as well, and I was like, was it an accident? Was it this? What is that? And then like I think he posted the article and it said cancer, and I was like, oh my god, like. Of course, 2020. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be cancer, not a car crash or anything like that. It's going to be cancer. Of course it is. And I felt so bad because I mean, it's like he's young and he shouldn't have gone through that. But then like, yeah, it was really a gut punch to hear that. I mean, he seemed like a pretty cool dude, pretty nice guy and everything. That I don't know him personally, but no ill will towards him. He never seemed to do anything crappy to anybody ever. So yeah, I mean, he seems like a pretty stand up dude. So it was just weird to hear all of a sudden.
A crazy perspective. I was going to say a crazy perspective on all this is he was sick for a few years. So like while he was doing all the movies and everything like that, he was dealing with this, but not only that, he was going to hospitals and doing like, visits to sick kids that had cancer and things like that were suffering. he was going and dressing up like Black Panther and going and visiting these guys. He was doing all this, but at no time like did it ever come out that, oh, by the way, he's got cancer too. So it's just the guy is facing his own mortality at a way too young age, and the only thing he's worried about is making some kids' day brighter, which should tell you everything you need to know about the character of this person. And he didn't advertise it. He didn't say, oh, I'm going to go visit these kids. It was just, he just went and did it.
And you know what? Yeah. That is the thing that made me respect him the most, because for the years that he played the Black Panther and all the hype and stuff that surrounded the film and what they tried to turn it into. And, you know, for me personally, I think most of us, I'll speak for us for this. We all have the same opinion that we had about Black Panther, the film, that we did 2 weeks ago, last week before he passed away. Like, you know, our perception has not been colored by his passing. I haven't all of a sudden loved Black Panther. I like Black Panther the same I liked it before. I like the character the same as I liked it before. But I do like the man Chadwick Boseman a lot more because, like you said, Kendo, that kind of stuff where you're visiting sick kids, you're visiting people, you're, you know, becoming a real life superhero and inspiring people and not drawing attention to what's going on behind the scenes. I think that takes a lot of courage and, you know, nothing but respect for the dude. And it's so bizarre just how quick it happened and how here's the bizarre part, how unsurprised I am by the way certain sects of people are handling his death. Now, have you guys seen some of, you know, the political stuff with the, you know, Black Panther, the way they're price gouging all the figures and stuff?
Well, it's they brought the fucking figures back, and then obviously, you know, the you know, everyone that, you know, all of a sudden we're huge fans. And again, I'm not saying you can't be a fan of his work, and obviously there's a lot of instances where actors and actresses pass and their work gets a revisit, you know, and that's totally fine. But like, you know, the whole like trying to get a petition so they don't recast Black Panther, you know, fucking it was in Mexico bringing back the figure, which is fine, but then like the price goes up and it's just like, dude, this shit is so that's the other side of celebrity where you're like, yeah, man, this is the shit that leaves a bad taste in your mouth, you know. And then obviously the shit with people telling their kids and their kids are crying and they're fucking taking pictures and filming it and putting it on fucking social media, like, you know, obviously, yeah, it sucks. The dude was truly coming into superstardom, but, you know, fucking don't be raising the prices of the figures and sure shit. Stop taking pictures of your kids and putting that shit on social media. It's weird. Stop it.
Yeah, I kept seeing those weird pictures on Instagram, and I was like, "This is strange. This is weird."
Yeah, it's definitely watching the zeitgeist get a little extra.
Well, even then, I mean, we you know, talking about the zeitgeist and things like that, people were giving was it Scarlet Witch, that actress, shit because she wasn't grieving online enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was fucked up. That was so fucked up. And she turned off she deleted her Instagram because of that shit.
And you know, as a person in general, I'm embarrassed how people are handling the situation, and I'm also really bothered by the double standard here because, you know, remember, was it 2 years ago or last year even, when apparently all of us terrible toxic people bullied Kelly Marie Tran and Daisy Ridley off social media, and then the truth came out, but there was never any kind of coverage of, oh, it wasn't fans, it was this reason or whatever with Daisy Ridley.
Yeah.
Well, have you known? Well, hold on. Random music is playing, so I muted myself for just a second.
Oh fuck! Pennywise is in the apartment. Get the fuck out.
Okay, I'm back. I was trying to play this Chadwick Boseman tribute. I'm not trying to play any videos on this stream.
Right.
But what I was trying to get at though is it's weird how the media is just glossing over. There's no calling out of fans this time. It's you know, they're trying to put Elizabeth Olsen out there as the bad guy, like she is responsible for, you know, like she acted poorly, she deserves what she got type of thing. And no, there are people out there like, yo, people grieve differently. And why? Because you're not, you know, not virtue signaling, but you're not grieving hard enough publicly that you have to become like a bad guy because of it. It just goes to show you how messed up certain people's senses of reality is. And
well,
pissed off.
And you should get pissed off because it's just this weird need to show how upset you are about stuff. Like some stuff is worth, you know, drumming up the pitchforks and the torches. Some stuff is, you know, and as terrible as this ain't it. You know, fucking jumping on Elizabeth Olsen, You know, and the other side of death and famous people passing on that a lot of people don't talk about. Like sometimes you just don't know a person, and you're like, "Yo, that sucks. That's terrible." You know, but we don't know the nature of their relationship, and so people to jump on. And again, I get that it's popular to love Black Panther. You know, to pretend that it's this first groundbreaking glass ceiling shattering entity, you know, but she didn't do anything. Maybe she just didn't know him that well. Maybe they worked very little together in the Marvel films, and she's like, you know what? I'm just not going to say anything. I don't want to make it about me. And you got these fucking wannabe try-hard fans that are, well, she didn't. Like, who are you? Why is that your responsibility to check an adult woman on how she should feel about someone that died? Like that's not your place.
Yeah,
it's really the problem with social media. It's like everybody feels that they have to broadcast everything about their lives at all times, how they're feeling, what they're eating, and all that stuff. And it's like some people just want to continue to have a private existence that does not get broadcast to everybody.
Right.
Yeah. And who was the asshole who was like, all right, Robert A. Jr. made a post, Chris Evans made a post, all these people made a post. Wait, this was one person missing. Like, who the fuck did that? Who did that research? Like on sitting on the couch with like fucking with Cheeto fingers. Like who did that research?
Loser with too much time.
And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, she didn't do it. Gotta fucking call her out. It's like, the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, I think the first, I don't want to say the bad actor because it's a phrase that gets thrown around in politics, but the first asshole of all this is ScreenRant.com. Do you guys remember that, like, hours after his passing, who's going to be recast in Black Panther 2? You know what? They were so embarrassed because of how shitty they were that they had to pull the article and then apologize, which is rare because they wouldn't apologize for literally anything else. Again, we talk about this double standard in entertainment right now, where if you act a certain way on certain things, it's acceptable, but if you step the line on certain topics, and it's not even about certain topics, it's about the same shit with different circumstances, where it's not like a world of difference. It's just the way you present it and report on it. So, like, Dion, I'm so happy that you're one of the first people, you're the first person on the show that goes, it's not this groundbreaking glass ceiling shattering movie that everyone wanted to make it out to be. Because I remember in the earlier days of the show when we were honest about the shit, we're like, we didn't care about the politics. It looks like this. People used to get in the comment sections and get really uppity because they thought we were a bunch of angry white guys. Remember?
Yeah, they thought we were racist because which to this day, the first trailer was not a great fucking trailer for Black Panther, and we were like, it doesn't look all that great. I mean, some parts look cool. He looks like a fucking rubber chicken jumping out of the car. You guys are just racist because of the black. I'm like, bitch, I'm a Blade and a Luke Cage fan. Shut your fucking mouth and know your fucking role, But and it's just people. There's just this weird need to shelter Black Panther. And again, he was great in fucking Civil War. The Black Panther movie was pretty damn good, but this need to fucking like shelter it from any type of criticism is strange. And that's one reason why I liked Chadwick Boseman so much, because he clearly wasn't that dude that was like, hey, I'm the first major black superhero, I'm doing such a great job. Hey, did you watch fucking Get On Up? I played James Brown and I played Jackie Robinson. Thank you very much. I'll give you my picture here. He was just this fucking cool dude, and he was like, yeah, fuck. He's like, I enjoy playing Black Panther, and if fans feel a certain way, that's fine. Like, he was a fucking genuine person, and it was really cool.
Well, the one thing I want to make a comparison to is another actor who was cast in a Marvel flick, not an MCU flick, but like a Michael B. Jordan type or something like that, who was a lot more antagonistic towards fans. And, it's not about the being the black thing. It's just about a younger actor who gets the politics lumped on their role. I don't think any other actor in the MCU would have stayed as quiet as Chadwick Boseman would have. And I think that is something to respect, again, because it's like, you go into the room and you're not making it about you. That's a rare thing today. We're talking about social media. Social media has made more people selfish than ever. And I think that's where a lot of issues in communication stem from, and a lot of issues across the board, because people don't have that interaction in the same room. They don't talk. They don't have consequences for their actions. The anonymity of the internet really has emboldened a lot of people. It used to just be like, I'm going to say stupid shit or prank call GameStop and ask them for copies of Battletoads. But now it's become this really vicious thing. And because of where you, and I hate to say it like this, but depending on what you believe in, bad behavior is acceptable in that sphere. Now, shit should change, because the stuff that happened with Elizabeth Olsen wasn't cool. The stuff that probably did happen to other actors isn't cool, but we got to treat it all the same, and we don't get to make this thing terrible, but it's accepted by whatever, and then this thing is not even confirmed to have happened, and then blow it up and act like it has, if that makes sense. So
yeah, and the thing with Elizabeth Olsen, the same thing happened to Naya Riviera when she died saving her kid. Mm-hmm. One of her co-stars, I think, on Glee, wasn't virtue signaling enough and being, wasn't saying, good things about her, and all of a sudden social media went out, like the social media retards went after her as well, because she didn't say anything about her death. So it's not the first time.
It's such a weird thing. Like, you don't like being a person already is weird. Like, it's a weird to try and navigate this shit that we call life is difficult enough, and then when you mix in the death of a coworker, a friend, a family member, whatever, that's when things get really strange, and especially that, because it's, anytime you jump on a celebrity for not posting RIP on their fucking Instagram, like, you don't know how that person feels. They might not have known that person. They might not have, like, hey, we worked together, we got a couple beers, and that was it. Or it's the opposite. Maybe they were super fucking close. Like, I don't, and again, Chadwick Boseman and Elizabeth Olsen were very private people. Who knows? They could have been super fucking close. And now he's gone, and she didn't say anything. Maybe she's fucking dealing with that. Maybe she's having a really tough time. Maybe they were the best of fucking friends. Like, you just don't know. And so for fans to jump on her about that, just because, so many people in the world found out at the same goddamn time. She might not have known. Yeah. So, it's just, there's so many variables, and then the jump on her to where she closes down, her Instagram, that leads me more to believe that, she might have been really fucking close with him. Maybe she was fucking having to explain it to her kids. Maybe she and her, husband or whatever, I know she's married, but maybe she and her husband were supposed to fucking go to brunch with Chadwick Boseman and his family. Maybe they're fucking dealing with that shit, and it's just such a strange phenomenon for people to feel the need. Well, I'm going to go to bat for a guy that I never met that happened to be really famous and was a really cool dude. I'm going to go to bat and set this famous chick right. Like, who are you? Who do you think you are? Who do you, that's not your place. I mean, that's you would never try and check a random person that you've never met because they didn't stop and kneel down and do the Tim Tebow before breakfast. You wouldn't fucking jump on that dude. So why are you trying to call out a grown woman with her own shit going on randomly from behind your computer screen? Because social media doesn't even explain that shit. It's just so strange.
The anonymity of the internet, I think, has gotten a little too out of hand, and people just use it as a weapon now, as opposed to just being private. They're using it as more as a weapon as anything ever before, and it's just wrong and bad, and it's unhealthy anymore, man. It's bad.
Now, the one thing I like to say too, I'm happy about with this community, is how honest people are. Like, I'm not seeing this outpouring in our community of Black Panther was the greatest movie. I'm seeing people say, respect to Chadwick Boseman. I liked him as the casting choice, but I didn't like the movie. And I think that's fine. You know, nowadays, everyone expects you to like something or you're racist. And it's so dumb. No matter what had happened to Chadwick Boseman, that's a tactic used by assholes all the time. And I'm just really happy that people aren't blindly going, it was the best MCU flick all of a sudden. I'm seeing people say, he was better in Civil War. That was our channel stance. We all liked him in Civil War and liked him, but Black Panther was just okay. I think, what do we say, 7, if that, out of 10?
Yeah,
I think
something like that,
lowest 4.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
well, and if anything, you would think that honesty would be the best way to honor someone anyway. Like, you don't, a lot of people don't like needless praise, and he seemed like that type of guy, especially later on, because every time he was somewhere, someone said the king of Wakanda, and he just had this look on his face like, God damn it, yeah, Wakanda forever, yeah, great,
Ooh,
guys, that's cool.
You brought up Wakanda. I'm not going to tell you who sent me this. It was a listener. You can guess who it was, but. Hold on, let me read this because I actually wanted to ask you guys a serious question. Now, treat it like it's a real thing. But you ever noticed how this is a quote from them? You ever noticed how people tied the remembering Black Panther to the fictional country of Wakanda? If Chris Evans had passed away, how much do you think people would associate that with America, and there'd be an American pride thing?
That's an interesting question, man. I think you would definitely have that. I think you would. Especially with, again, Chris Evans is such a cool dude. I think we would probably
speak a little closer, buddy.
Listen, man, every goddamn time. First I'm too loud, then I'm fuck all y'all.
You're perfect like this right now.
I didn't change a goddamn thing any motherfucking way. Fucking fuck was I ranting about? Chris Evans is a cool dude as well. And I think you would definitely have, a very, reflection of America, due to the passing of Chris Evans type of thing. I think, the actors themselves being really cool dudes and nice dudes definitely has an effect on it. And I think that Chris Evans is, we'd have the same amount of outpouring, if not more.
I see. That's not what I was asking about, the outpouring. Everyone keeps living in like Wakanda forever. Wakanda's this wonderful thing. Wakanda's fake. I hate to break it to everyone, but this Wakanda initiative that people are pushing for, it's a fictional country created by two white Jewish guys in New York City in the 60s. Like, trying to turn Black Panther into this movement that it's not is just asinine, because it's not about your personal stance on something or your feelings. It's you're factually wrong. And I'm tired of people just kind of buying into it's wrong, but it makes us feel good. It's like being hooked on heroin. Well, it make you feel good, but it's going to kill you at one point. So like eventually wake up and get your head out of your ass and stop acting like this Wakanda shit is this great empowering thing that's going to unite Black people. It's like, you want to unite people over a fake world that you can't go visit or dumb shit. Like, remember a couple years ago when people were like, "Oh, we're gonna vacation in Wakanda"? That was like a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I just don't think, if Chris Evans died today abruptly, I don't think you'd get an outpouring of like, pro-American sentiment. First off, Disney themselves, they don't market Captain America as Captain America. The first movie wasn't out marketed as Captain America, the First Avenger. It was just called The First Avenger. Here in America, it was called Captain America, the First Avenger. Same thing. Well, and you wonder why, because pro-America sentiment isn't popular around the world right now. And I don't think people would overlook whatever their views are and be like, yeah, Captain America represented the best, but they'll tie him to this fictional country. And I just think
I think you definitely would, especially with, like the way that, because he recently went out and was, when he sent the kid the fucking shield for whooping the dog's ass to protect his sister, I think that definitely, you'd have a lot more outpouring from the fans for sure. I don't think you would have a lot of Disney or Marvel or Twitter driven shit, but you'd have a lot of fans doing very similar stuff. But yeah, you definitely are not going to see the same corporate attention that we're most likely going to see with Chadwick Boseman, which is again going to be very weird because, like you said, Wakanda's not a real fucking joint. But yeah, I think fans would definitely be doing the same shit, because fucking, even though he's way more political than he should be, Chris Evans is a fucking really genuine dude. He sent that kid that shield and Twitter went fucking crazy over it, so then obviously you've got all the fucking Chris Evans laughing memes and the fucking Chris Evans mustache, and I think you'd have a very similar fan driven initiative to be like, yeah, Chris Evans is America, motherfucker, like that dude was great and he laughed like fucking Uncle Chris.
Yeah, I think that there'd be a lot of America's ass or something like that kind of memes that would come out.
I just thought that was a really interesting question.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Well, it came from Joel, so I didn't want you. I know, but I wanted you to answer before I told you where it came from, because I think that would change how you answer.
That's smart. I'd have been like, fucking, we get it, Joel. You've got like 2 black friends, bro. Okay, we got it.
It's funny though, Dion. You think Joel has 2 black friends? Actually, his first best friend ever was a black dude. He's always been partial to black ladies.
And I'm sure that dude's eyes rolled in his head just as hard as mine do every time Joel says something.
I don't know, maybe. But yeah, let's talk a little bit though, because last week everyone was like, "What are they going to do to recast Black Panther?" Apparently, even Disney didn't know. So this is from Comic Book Resource or whatever the hell shit website this is this week. Disney reportedly reevaluating Marvel's Black Panther 2 plans after Chadwick Boseman's death. Before we read any of this, Dion, what do you think they should do with Black Panther 2?
Recast him. Fucking stop all this shit about his sister becoming Black Panther. People who keep repeating that, you heard it from your friend who reads comic books, or you saw it posted on Facebook from someone who kind of follows comic books, and I don't want that. Not for the second goddamn movie. And you definitely need to stop all that bullshit about somehow bring Michael B. Jordan back from the death. He came back after the other snap, and he's a good guy now. Stop that shit. Just recast it. I get it. I thought Chadwick Boseman was a great fucking casting. Another example of Marvel doing their due diligence. And they'll do it again when they recast them, because again, like I always say, it's a business, and while you want to pretend that that characters and stuff are immortalized, and depending on the situation, shit doesn't keep moving. Fucking Black Panther just came out. They want to make some money off of it. They're not gonna do any elaborate bullshit. Just recast them.
I mean, there's already a simple solution that exists within Black Panther. So when the king dies, somebody has to assume it, and they have to fight. Who's the last person to show up before Michael B. Jordan? It was that dude from like that mountain group guys that came down, the really cool dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
That's actually a fantastic idea. I never even thought of that.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, Kano was paying more attention to Black Panther than we were.
Right, but he's not T'Challa. T'Challa's
I loved him in that movie. I thought he was great.
That's great if we had 3 other Black Panther movies, but we only got fucking 1. T'Challa's a great goddamn character. For people who don't fucking, again, I don't read a lot of Black Panther, but I read comic books. Surprising, right? Holy shit. I'm self-hatred, bro.
You don't read Black Panther, Dion.
I don't, but trust me, I believe in any means necessary, brother. Stay real, brother. Where's my black leather gloves?
Apparently,
Olympic '68, baby.
Apparently, Dion's part of the other Black Panthers.
By any means necessary, brother Nick. Right on. T'Challa is a great character. He is probably the second greatest tactical mind behind Captain America. The dude's fucking story arc is fantastic. He does some crazy ass shit. And obviously, people want to pretend like they want the fucking, T'Challa Storm thing to happen. Look past your feelings right now. T'Challa's a great character. Just recast him. There's a lot of cool shit that he does. There's a lot of cool shit that Marvel can have him do in future movies. I don't want new people. I don't want his fucking annoying ass sister. And I sure as shit. Yeah, that dude is cool as shit. The fucking Mountain King or whatever his name was in the movie. But I want to. Thank you. I want T'Challa. Just find someone else that's really fucking good. Bring back T'Challa. Everyone will get over it if you cast the wrong person. Like they say in sports, winning solves fucking everything. Come out with a fucking win for Black Panther 2, and everyone will be like, hey, they'll put their fists up for Chadwick Boseman. They'll be like, yo, this new motherfucker, he's a damn good T'Challa. Let's get Black Panther 3, brother.
Listen. Just give it to Anthony Mackie, and he can have Wakanda and the Shield. Okay, that's all. That's all.
Captain Panther.
Captain Panther. There you go, Captain Panther.
How about Black America?
Hey, I like that.
Whoa.
We could use a superhero called Black America, right? I mean,
I don't know about that.
Dion, if you and I just together,
I don't know how well that one will sell down south.
But the thing is, Dion, we'd be insulated right now because of the climate. We should make Black America, rip off Disney fully, say we're these independent Black creators, all this bullshit. And then when they get pissed off and try to sue, we'll call them racist. We can't lose.
I like it. I'm telling you, man. I like the way this is facing. Let's do it.
Now, Nick, what was your official stance? Kendo's was M'Baku. Dion says recast him. What do you think?
Same, recast him. I'm a Dion. It's a business. Let somebody else fill his shoes. Obviously, you take a longer time to do it. Don't do it like tomorrow or something. Take a longer time to do it. But spin it as giving somebody else a chance to be the character. remembering Chadwick and what he had done and this, that, and the other, and moving on to like giving somebody else that stance and and that stature of being Black Panther, and moving forward with the story as opposed to just like handing it over to his sister, which once again she's fucking annoying and I couldn't stand that. So
we all know that's what's going to happen though, right? We're all in agreement here. It's going to be Shuri. They're going to have that girl come in. She's going to be the Black Panther.
Listen, Marvel wants to make money. They're not going to, again, it sounds great on Facebook. They're going to just recast them. They really are just going to recast them. Suri, the whole fucking brother-sister thing is cool. And again, people who didn't read any of the comic books who found out that his sister becomes Queen of Wakanda, she was a badass. Suri in the movies is not a badass. She lost every fight she was in the fucking movies. Now you expect people to fucking be like, oh man, now she's running shit. Now she's fighting. Her and Angela Bassett are running shit. Power to the people, brother. Let's do this shit. No. They're just gonna recast them. They'll tweak. They'll honey dick people and be like, oh, they'll show a panel from one of the Black Panther stories of her in the fucking suit with the mane on and everything, and then they'll announce who they're gonna recast. Suri's not gonna become Black Panther. Just not gonna happen.
Now I am on the recast train. Chadwick Boseman was a great choice, but you can find other actors to play great roles. I mean, there's more than one great James Bond. Yes, the best by our standards are Sean Connery, and we'll talk about James Bond tonight. But you can find other actors who can carry the role and bring it to new heights in different ways. I don't want to see Shuri as the Black Panther. She's not a good character in that film. What is she? Q. She's a nerd. All of a sudden, she's going to have what it takes. Why didn't she have it before? Oh, yeah, because she's not written like that. You know what? If we're going to start doing shit based off of modern-day Marvel comics, keep talking for a second, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not only that, but she let her brother get stabbed and thrown off a fucking cliff, and now all of a sudden she's gonna become the next Black Panther. Get out of here with that shit. It's
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I think we still are trying to jump over that hurdle of that crazy ass scene in Endgame where it's like, oh, all the women just happen to be there for a perfect pose. This ain't cringy. We're still gonna have to deal with that shit. And everyone's gonna be kind of reluctant to admit that it ain't like fucking. We're not gonna get any Pepper Potts Iron Man shit. They're not. Love and Thunder. Who knows how that shit's gonna fucking go. We're not gonna get fucking Suri running around in a Black Panther suit. With fucking Panther fists, and then all of a sudden she's a badass beating on motherfuckers. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I hope that, I mean, they're going to pick somebody who's going to be able to stand in his shoes and bring Black Panther to life again in Black Panther 2 for sure. But I mean, it's going to take time, and I'm sure either I mean, whenever they recast him, there's going to be backlash regardless. I mean, they're never going to be clear of it. So I mean, people are just going to be like, well, what about what about his sister? What about this? What about that? It's like, no, it was always going to be recast. Just that's the way it works. Sorry, but it's not going to be a sister. So
got $10. It says it is.
Ooh. I like the way you think. I'll take that, sir. I don't want to hear no belly aching though when they say, oh, we've got fucking John Boyega stepped up, or motherfucking
Well, here's the thing.
The dude from Smart
I could
Guy.
see. Okay, let's rewind things a little bit. Yeah, Boyega doesn't go into his crazy rants about Star Wars and Lucasfilm that we haven't covered completely yet, but we've talked about it in the past. I could see that being the case. But it seems like he's not just trying to burn them bridges with Disney. He's trying to nuke them bridges with Disney. So like I said, I'll put $10 up to you that it's going to be Shuri. I hated her in the movie, but what's going to happen. Disney's going to take the temperature of the room. They're going to see all these people screaming about it on the Twitterverse, and they'll be like, that would be an excellent choice. And that's what we're going to get. We're going to get, what are those? I'm the Black Panther.
Yeah. Listen, they want to sell tickets, and all the work from home moms and all the Facebook fans and all the people that are sharing the memes made by some chubby dude who just got back from his fucking run at Applebee's. They know that's not gonna sell fucking tickets. Everyone pretend like you should have Siri do it. That bitch ain't gonna go see the movie. You know, they're not gonna go see the movie. So
follow the logic here. Let's follow the logic.
Mm-hmm.
They hyped up the first ever black led, superhero movie, Black Panther. They really, 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 really fucking hit it in high gear with the Captain Marvel, woman superhero movie, blah, 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 blah. How do you top that? First black female led superhero movie.
That would make sense. Except that Captain Marvel got steamrolled by everything else. They didn't announce a Captain Marvel 2 despite it being quote unquote so goddamn cool. Not to mention the fact that they got called out for Miss Personality, Carol Danvers, trying to be cool, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you're right, but we want to sell tickets," so they left her ass. She's apparently still going to be Captain Marvel. There was a couple other movies that came out with female action stars, and some of them weren't bad, but some of them were fucking terrible. And one specifically was led by our Miss America's sweetheart, Taraji P. Henson, known as Proud Mary, and that movie fucking was terrible. So, again, you're not wrong, but again, Marvel's gonna want to make money, and as funny as and cute as everyone thinks Siri is, not a single motherfucker's like, you know what? I would go see that movie tonight. That ain't gonna happen.
All right, I'm
but
back.
The way they can advertise it, you can have all those people come out and buy up tickets to take inner city girls to go see the movie.
Damn,
Remember,
get inner city.
They want to announce a sequel right away. They do not want the same shit that happened with Captain Marvel, because they hyped all that shit up, and then when they released what was coming out, the next slate and the next phase, Captain Marvel 2 wasn't on that. So even if they do push this, even if they do go out and do the Siri thing, they know afterwards that shit might not happen. They want to pump out more shit, especially with DC snipping on the heels and all these other franchises trying to get boosted. They're not gonna risk it all on what are those on Black Panther, Rasha B.
Oh, I forgot about that shit.
I was listening to all our problems. Okay, Wesley Snipes. All right.
Well, let's hear what Disney's saying though. I'll tell you why I had to leave the show for a second. It was I'll tell you off air. It was crazy what happened. It involves a lot of blood, and that's not a joke.
Oh, jeez.
Disney. Okay, so according to rumors, Disney is reportedly having to reevaluate plans for Marvel's Black Panther 2 following the death of Chadwick Boseman. Boseman's secret battle with colon cancer caught the entire world off guard, including his Marvel co-stars and collaborators. While in truth, the wounds of Boseman's loss are still too fresh for anything about Black Panther 2 to be much concerned, Disney and Marvel do have a ticking clock over their respective heads. After all, Chadwick Boseman was apparently set to start prepping for his return as T'Challa with Black Panther 2 in September of this year, late next year, for a 2022 release. So, yeah, the thing, if you talk the recasting route, which yes, it is early, you have plenty of time. So I don't know how serious it is for Marvel. I mean, they're Marvel. It's kind of hard to have sympathy for them. They're not the ones that are suffering.
Exactly.
It's his family and then everyone else because of how he interacted with them in their lives. I'm not worried about, what is poor Marvel going to do? I don't give a shit about $1 billion company. They might not even make it out of this year. Whenever the parks open up, is Mulan going to make a bunch of money on streaming? Probably not. So... But The Hollywood Reporter has an in-depth breakdown of how the ramifications of Chadwick Boseman's death are now reverberating through the Marvel studios. Kevin Feige only learned of Boseman's fighting his cancer hours before the actor's death. Boseman apparently never gave up the belief that he would beat cancer and film Black Panther 2, and was reportedly going to start prepping as early as September to gain back the significant weight he lost.
Oh my God.
Damn.
So I'm not trying to kiss this guy's ass posthumously. But you learn more about him and you respect him more. It's like Jesus. So,
dude was a fucking warrior, man.
Yeah, it was hard to. I have more respect for somebody that's fighting cancer than somebody that's playing a superhero. I love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Well, okay, I love those movies, but he wasn't a hero for playing Spider-Man. That's not,
right.
It's not a big deal. But this is just kind of perpetuating the whole Shuri thing and all this crap. What else? Is there anything else you guys would like to say about Black Panther? I mean, obviously, we said a lot about Chadwick Boseman. I put out a video about that today. obviously not monetized, because if I'm bitching about the monetization of a guy's legacy, how the hell am I going to do it myself? So watch the video. No monetization, no subscribe, Patreon talk, anything like that. It's strictly a video on the topic. So if you guys want to see some truly despicable ways that people are trying to make a buck off Chadwick Boseman's passing, check out the video. I will say, and finally though, or in finality of this, that statue that they want to erect in his honor to replace the Civil War monument, I'm not going to take it that far. That's kind of
yeah. I mean, is it a statue of him as Black Panther? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Here's the thing. Why do they think you can have a petition to put a Black Panther statue up? Because here's the thing, Disney, you wouldn't let that kid get the Spider-Man headstone 2 years ago or whatever it was, but now they want to put up if they were to do it, I think it would be very hypocritical of them.
100%.
Oh, we can't attach Spider-Man to death. It's too sad. So you erect a Black Panther statue in the passing of a guy. Like if the city wants to do it somewhere else and put up a Chadwick Boseman memorial statue, cool. We have a William Howard Taft statue at University of Cincinnati, where the College of Law is named after him. But if this city votes on it, look, Philadelphia's got a Rocky statue. He's not even a real person. So I mean, go for it. There's nothing wrong with having statues of actors. I mean, I think Cleveland has an Arnold Schwarzenegger one. But like, take the politics out, because if you read the thing about the statue, they're talking about changing law ordinance number 10-65 something. So it's not about like we're reading into the politics. They are literally using it to change public policy. The passing of Chadwick Boseman, and that just pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, to use a man's death to perpetuate a little changing of the law, regardless of what side of the political spectrum you're on, that's wrong. All around. Yeah.
So yeah, folks, if you want more Black Panther talk, check out the video. Apparently people like it, so there we go. First off, our friend Emperor Billy Ritchie says, "This is the coffee." So thank you, Emperor Billy Ritchie, for the super chat. The James Baker says, "Do not underestimate the power of dark coffee." I love dark coffee. You guys know, dark roast all the way.
Oh yeah,
it's unlimited coffee.
Unlimited caffeine. God, I'm kind of wired on caffeine today. I drank a lot of coffee and some cold brew, and I guess we're gonna be drinking more tomorrow.
Did you inject some into your eyeballs as well, just to be sure?
No. But I took a suppository of caffeine, so we're
okay.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha. All right, yeah, he just did it.
Dean Domino, thank you very much. He says, "You are part of the Coffee Alliance and a traitor. Take her away." I love Darth Vader so much. Ninja Lawyer Steve says, "From Attack of the Clones, I hit the coffee, but they used the decoy." By the way, folks, if you're gonna pick one, like just do like, if you tell us what movie it's from, awesome. If you're gonna pick a prequel one, if it's from a prequel or a sequel one, tell us what it's from. If you're picking an original trilogy, quote, "I'm sure we're going to get it off the bat, because that's how we are." Infinite Wonder says, "Mean Girls with orcs would be a bloodbath. Literally. Fun fact, orcs are bioengineered to fight. They need to fight like we need food." So they're like the British, in a bar. What was that?
They have to...
The soccer hooligans?
Yes.
Vinnie Jones. What a
great
man. Like a totally unrated actor. That's man. He needs to be in more things.
You should have seen some of the shit he got in trouble for on the field too.
Jeez.
He once grabbed a guy by the balls and squeezed him. Oh. Or Paul Gascoigne.
Oh man.
Our friend Screwby Steak says, "Sup, bullshitters? Spartan 2s were the best. 2s were the kid time bombs. 4 were volunteer post-war. Both were wimps compared to the class of 25-25.
That's true.
I miss Halo. I'm bummed out that Halo Infinite was pushed back till next year. Yeah, I guess they're going to make it better, and that's fine. Delays help at times. But, I wanted to play Halo this year. I guess I'm just going to have to settle for Tony Hawk. Now, Lonnie Holcomb sends in probably my favorite orc-related super chat ever. Orc and Mindy. Nanu flop. Nanu. Phantom Guard says, "Got the April O'Neil foot soldier today. Almost got stabbed over it at Target. Broke dude's arm and nose, knocked him out."
What the fuck?
Got the figure too.
I mean, Ninja Turtle toys will do that to you.
Damn.
I blame NECA for not having enough stock.
I'll just blame 2020 as I always do.
That's such a cop out.
Now, Klaus Stork brings a little levity to the Black Panther situation, and I think this is. He just says, "Can I nominate Robert Downey Jr. as Kirk Lazarus for the role as Black Panther?"
Yes. I think we can all get behind that.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I would love to see that impression in a year from now. Like he does it. I'm just like, all right, fine. That's funny.
Dean Domino 25, thank you very much. Again, he says orcs do engage in trade, specifically using their teeth, usually punched out from other orcs. Funny enough, as an actual stable currency due to biology.
Now,
right.
I'm learning so much about orcs right now.
Damn.
This is the orc show for those listening at a later date.
Welcome to Orcology 101.
Now, I got a question, Dean Domino and all those out there. Is Warhammer a property created by one dude and then other people wrote like at Star Wars, or has always been multiple creators on it? Somebody let me know, because, again, we're getting into this. We're picking up the books thanks to Adam Wofford and stuff like that. So the end of 2020, boys, is going to be some Warhammer shit. It's going to be funny, though, if Dion becomes the biggest fan of it, because Dion's like me. Once he finds something he likes, he does not care what it costs to get collectibles. Like, we were out, Dion got that huge NECA Daredevil figure. You've picked up countless of the 112 collectible figures from Mezco when we were in New York City. You're like, how am I going to get this shit home? Like, your luggage wasn't big enough to get all the shit you bought. So
Seriously.
I can just imagine you at your big-ass dinner table sitting there painting little figures like, God damn it, not now, Hillary.
Go to bed, dude.
I don't think Ed has the patience to paint a character. I really don't. Like, I love you to death, buddy, but I don't think you have that kind of patience.
I think he could. You get him a bottle of bourbon and a 6-pack of beer, and you give him a table full of shit to paint. I guarantee you that son of a bitch locks in.
Listen, I'm just loving these Dion Green fan theories right now.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have the Dion Green old-fashioned doo-doo butter shirt and the
Right.
Remember the time we came up with the Dion Green year calendar? Like every day is a new quote from Dion. Dr. Coffin is letting us know, guys, it's only 58 days till Halloween. Are we ready for Halloween?
Oh, I'm beyond
Getting in
ready
the
for
zone.
Halloween.
I'm gonna
Oh,
wait
yeah, dude,
till
100%.
Summer's over. I'm wait till summer's over, then I'll be ready.
I'm excited for it because I'm on vacation that week. So
Yeah, I already got my costume planned out. I've got a bunch of the episodes lined up for our Schlocktoberfest. I got the beginning video done for you today that you guys got. So yeah, I'm ready to go. Ready to go.
mm-hmm.
Who are you going to be, Nick?
I've decided I'm going to dress up as the Men in Black because I have the flashy thing that I've got from Universal like years ago. It still works. I have. Yeah, the neuralizer. I've got the neuralizer. I need to buy. I think it's Jay's gun from part 1. His little handgun. No, sorry, K's gun. Not the noisy cricket. It's the other one that he has. I found somebody who made a 3D print of that, and I'm just gonna paint it. Plus, I mean, I've got the suit for my brother's wedding. I just need a white shirt, and I'm good to go. So it's gonna be easy.
I'm still going to be Burt Macklin FBI. So for any Burt fans out there, I got the costume ready. Kendo, when's the last time you dressed up for Halloween?
I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe. I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's been a while.
Well, Dion, we need to 1 year in the future. I want to come visit you for Halloween.
100%.
Well, earlier this year, Dion and I had discussed the idea because I knew I was going to take that week off for vacation. I discussed with him going up to Michigan, but considering the way this year is gone, I don't think that's going to happen. And I had the perfect costume picked out for me and Dion.
Jules Winfield and Vince Vega?
No, better than that. He was going to be Michael Jackson pre-1990. I was going to be Michael Jackson post-1990.
Oh my god!
Dion's off the wall, and you're like History Volume 1 or some shit like that.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I texted him about it and everything, and he was 100% on board, and I was excited. And then COVID happened, and it's like, well, fuck. maybe things will be better by October. And here it is September, be going. Maybe things will be better by next October.
Oh my god! At some point when we go to a convention too, I need to dress up as They Live.
Oh God, yes.
Maybe 3 of us.
Dude.
I call Rowdy
like
Roddy
that
Piper.
Start growing your mullet now.
Fine, Kendo, you can be Roddy Piper. I'll be not
All right.
Keith David because I'm not shaving my head. You know what? I'll be the newscaster that's secretly an alien.
Oh,
I'll be the bad guy. Screw it.
that's a good one. That's a
Nick,
good
you
one.
could join me as a bad guy, or you can be the chick. Your choice.
You'd be the bank teller.
I'll be the bank teller. There you go.
You real fucking ugly. But yeah, folks, for those who are longtime listeners, Schlocktoberfest is coming back this year. We are already in production, so we were more than a month early this year. Last year, stuff caught us off guard. The 2018, we were able to do the movie stream. We don't have specific days planned for everything yet, but we have some really cool stuff, and I'll give you guys a small teaser. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark will play a part of that. So that'll be here on the channel. That'll be extra stuff on Patreon, and we'll have some live interactive stuff too. So we'll start making announcements probably in about 2 weeks, and join us because it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're new to the channel and you've never experienced Schlocktoberfest, good luck. You're going to need
Halloween's on a Saturday this year too.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh yeah, it is.
We should do something special.
I think we should do that as well too. Whether it's pre-recorded commentaries for like the Halloween movies, because with it being on Saturday, you know, somebody's going to have an illegal gathering party somewhere near you, and all of us are going to probably find our ways to some of those.
Yeah. If we don't, though, we'll do it live. Fuck it.
Fuck yeah, I'm down.
Let's see. Our friend Greendale Forever says, because of Dion's love for the white girl, I thought he would be perfect for that ghost chick from The Grudge. If you think about it, she's very flexible, and he could teach her some new noises to make.
Oh my God.
Isn't the girl from The Grudge Japanese?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
I'm just making sure.
When has that ever been a problem for
Yeah,
you?
what do you got against Japanese people
I'm
now?
not saying
Jesus.
that. I don't. He brought up my love for the white ladies. Then he brings up. I mean, at least say that. I'm just saying. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. Come on, man. I'm just saying. I ain't saying. Anything.
Okay,
saying.
all right. I get it. You're just saying it. You're just saying it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
So we'll read one more, and then we're going to get into the next topic, which is going to be a fun one because the other topics that are a little more serious, I don't think I can handle going from the Chadwick Boseman stuff to the John Boyega shit into Tales from the Hood 3. So I need a minute myself.
Oh my God.
And the orc talk has definitely helped us a lot. Actually, I'm going to read two. So first off, Fandom Guard says the Imperial Guard lab rifle is the accrual of an Abrams tank main gun, has the weakest gun in the game finish, playing 9,000 point game today. So I'm guessing this is from more Warhammer. So the Imperial Guard lab's rifle. Kendo, you're a war guy. You like tanks and helicopters and stuff. Abrams tank.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? A rifle that has the power of a tank.
I mean, considering what the Abrams tank can do, that would be. I can only imagine the recoil of trying to hold one of those things when it goes off. You'll probably lose your arm.
Thunderdome or Thunder Robots. Sorry, I've been watching too much WWE. They need to recast Black Panther so we can have Storm included to the MCU through their relationship. That's an interesting point to take. I know that is more of a modern Marvel thing that they want to introduce, and I'm on board having Storm there. She's my favorite female X-Men character. Now, is Rogue? No, I like Storm more than Rogue, but I digress. There are other ways to introduce the X-Men. I know a lot of people were very hard up on this whole Storm's going to be introduced, but I think Storm is, where's she from? I think she's technically born in America, the character of Storm. Let me see. I thought, because one of her parents is American, and the other one, I believe, is African. Obviously African. Yeah, she's from New York City, technically. So, I mean, there's a lot you can do with Storm. I know they're going to take the extra African approach, but, I think Bruce Lee, pretty sure Bruce Lee was born in America as well. So I just look at him as Bruce Lee. I don't worry about where he's from. That's how I treat Storm. She's an X-Men. She's cool. I don't care what country she hails from. So, guys, let's talk about something fun that I think a lot of people in the chat are going to be surprised to hear us talk about. Well, not surprised to hear us talk about, but at least for me, surprised the way I talk about it. So yesterday, we were greeted with a new poster, not trailer, a new poster from the new Bond flick, No Time to Die. And now today, we were greeted by a brand new trailer. So I'm trying to get an image to pop up on screen, but Google wants to be slow as hell. So, Nick, what were your thoughts on the trailer that I told you guys to check out?
It's definitely different because it seems like the other trailers were really promoting Oh, what's her name?
Shauna Lynch.
Yeah, no, Lashana Lynch a lot. Like, she's taking over. He's over. Like, he's done now. Like that was the kind of vibe I was getting from it. And this one is more like, he's in trouble, and he's helping her. They're helping each other out. And it's a team effort against this new bad guy. It seemed more like a team up, more like, hey, there's this bad guy here. We need to, do our jobs and, get back to, and have the world not blow up or something. It seemed more like that. It seemed more like a Mission Impossible kind of trailer than that. And, it seemed like they were kind of foregoing the female stuff for a minute.
Dion, what were your thoughts?
I liked it a lot. It was way better than the first one. They very clearly eased back on all the rhetoric that the fucking what's her name that owns the rights to Bond was rambling about. They very clearly eased back on harping on the female 00 thing. And they leaned a lot more on the action scenes. So, obviously, I don't know how much of the action scenes were reshot when they went back and were reshooting a lot of the stuff. But it definitely felt more like a fucking action movie trailer and more of a hype for Bond as opposed to hype for what Bond is now trying to do in terms of movies. Blah 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 blah. It was a lot better. I still hate the fucking name, but yeah, man, it was definitely more of a thrilling trailer than, hey guys, look what we're doing progressively. It was way fucking better, way better. I'm actually kind of excited now.
What about you, Kendo?
It looked like an entirely different movie from the first trailer. So, that's a good thing because the first trailer did absolutely nothing for me. I thought that the second trailer was better than the first one, but nothing about it made me go, oh my God, I cannot wait for this movie to come out. It was just like, okay, this might be better than what I expected. But then again, my expectations for the movie, the bar's pretty low. So if it was at like a 1 or a 2, it's now at like a 3 or a 4. So there's that. But I liked it better in the first trailer, but I still didn't get wowed out of my seat.
Now, I was really happy with this trailer because as a longtime Bond fan, I have bitched about the Daniel Craig era of Bond being a Jason Bourne ripoff. And if anyone goes, no, that's not true, go watch a Bourne movie, then go watch Casino Royale on, especially Quantum of Solace. They really went heavily down that.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Shaky camera in your face. I can't even tell what's happening.
Well, no, they kept doing a thing where, like, as Bourne's running, they're right behind him as he's jumping through stuff and going through things. It's just like that same camera work was there. And they didn't break it until, like, Skyfall.
Yeah. Now, with this new direction of Bond, I took it as, hey, we're going to follow Mission Impossible, which is a really great franchise right now. For my money, every time I went to a Mission Impossible flick, I guess number 4 on, so the last 3, I've liked each one more. I've had more and more fun. I like how big Mission Impossible went as James Bond went smaller, more insular, and quite frankly, a terrible direction, because we talk about with Star Wars how, you got to worry about the long-term ramifications of your creative decisions. James Bond has painted themselves, or the James Bond crew have painted themselves into a corner where there really isn't a lot you can do with 007 these days. You made him too old. You made him have mommy issues. He's got a wife now. He's going to be left by his wife. Like all this stuff you've saddled him with to try to make him a human character, and you've really ruined him, because James Bond was never a deep philosophical character. He is just a vessel for whatever the story needs him to be. He's a caricature, and we all love him for that. He's not, when he's smart when he needs to be. He's resourceful, but he's not, you don't really need to know about, what he likes to do on an off day. You don't even really need to see Bond on an off day. In the earlier Connery ones, they did that, and they got rid of it right away after they picked up that Bond formula. The cold openings became Bond on a mission instead of, somebody going to kill someone that looks like Bond and it's a man in a mask. But long story short, this trailer, I was happy with the level of action. It looked cool. It looked very Mission Impossible inspired. But what I also enjoyed about this trailer was the fact that they made Bond the focal point of the trailer. This was not Lashana Lynch's story. This was not Q or Naomi, or not, what's her face? Naomi, what's her face, plays Moneypenny. It's about James Bond, and they don't have any of these stupid emasculating moments. I firmly believe they went back and recut this film and reshot stuff that we don't know about, because earlier in the year when you had your Birds of Prey and all this crap, look at folks, Ghostbusters 2016 emboldened a bunch of stupidity. They're still riding that out to this day. Birds of Prey is one of the last remnants of that era of woke garbage. That type, where you have the women come in and usurp the men. With the Ghostbusters, they literally just stole their identities. And with Bond, they were slowly castrating him. And there was a pushback. But I think they would have moved forward with this bullshit had they not had time with the Rona, because they all bought into this shit. But now, from what I'm seeing, like you guys said, this looks like a much different film. The action was intense. You know, it wasn't cringy. Like when we go on about Black Widow and how much we enjoy her, it's not cringy to watch Black Widow spin around and shoot guys and do all this shit, because she's a trained assassin, and she also doesn't make Iron Man look like a dolt. You know, she does her own thing. The Ana de Armas character, when she's, you know, shooting the gun and doing all this crap in the trailer, she wasn't saying, that's how the ladies do it, 007, or all this other shit. She was just shooting, but then the next scene they showed Bond be equally fucking cool. I like to believe that whatever our movement is, or people in general, society is just woken up to this crap. They're afraid, so they want to sell you that this is Bond at his coolest. Now, could the movie be a bait and switch? Of course it could be. Based on this trailer, though, I'm more interested to see this film than I was 3 or 4 months ago when the last trailer dropped, because that was a dog shit trailer, and I was expecting that to be the last Bond movie. If this trailer is any indication of what the film's going to be like, I think we're going to have a cool villain, because Rami Malek's a great actor. We have really great visuals. The music was fantastic in this trailer, and the action was on point. If this is what Bond is going to be, get rid of Daniel Craig and keep moving in this direction. I'll be happy.
Right, and I mean, they even brought back the old I think DB5 car.
Yep,
they brought that's in the trailer. I'm really happy to see that again. That's fun.
That was the cool part of the original one was, you know, the headlight guns come out and he does a fucking donut and he's shooting everything. That was literally the only cool part. I mean, and Rami Malek's, you know, crazy looking ass. You know, those were the only cool parts of the original trailer. I mean, this one definitely was like, come and see it because it's Bond, not come and see it because we might have a chick in it.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, they got to they got to show Ana de Armas's you know, more than just like a flash of her face. She was kicking ass. She's, you know, she's being sexy. She's doing her thing. Like, I think at one point in the trailer, she pulls out a suit all of a sudden from a bag. I'm just like, what's going on here? But you know, that's some Q level shit. So I'm down with that. But it was just good to see, like, you know, an actual Bond movie, you know, a trailer for an actual Bond movie and not just this woke bullshit.
Yeah, it was. You know, if we didn't live in the world we lived in today and this trailer dropped, I'd be like, oh my God, James Bond, you know, November, hurry up. But
different story.
Yeah, different story what today is. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to blindly say this is going to be I don't think it's going to be the best Bond movie. Fuck. It's going to be really hard to top classic Bond. And, you know, a lot of the choices that we complain about are just that, choices. You know, you can try to write a good script and stuff, but you have to make James Bond have mommy issues. You have to make James Bond weaker. These are things they try to do, because the problem is, look, Die Another Day was a terrible James Bond movie, but it was not a failure. That movie is much like Spider-Man 3, where people assume because they rebooted the franchise right afterwards that movie was a failure. Die Another Day brought in like $470 million worldwide or something like that in 2002 dollars. So it was not a flop in the slightest bit. It was a huge hit. It was okay back then. I never loved it. I liked it when it first came out, bought it on DVD, quickly realized it's a bad movie. Much like Spider-Man 3. Saw it in theaters, enjoyed it, bought it, realized it sucked. And I really don't talk about it unless I'm making an example of the film. But I think there's a misnomer out there where people want to conflate reboot with a failure. I mean, Spider-Man 3 was a huge hit financially, and I don't know how it was received critically back then. But I think a lot of people, the Broccolis included, you know, responded to this perceived backlash and really jumped ahead and tried to rebrand Bond early on, when I don't think you needed to rebrand him as hard as you did. People would say, well, look at Casino Royale, it's a modern day classic. Is it? Because the Daniel Craig ones are dated in a bad way. Yeah. You know, those are the first ones where the Sony product placement was very heavy, And the things that we love about James Bond weren't there. He was a rough-edged character, and suave and sophisticated are two words to describe James Bond. And they really pulled that out to a point where when I watched Skyfall and he said James Bond in a tuxedo, I was like, oh, I'm watching a James Bond movie. Like all those Bond tropes, they took the theme out in the first movie until the very end. They try to deconstruct the character. This isn't Watchmen. This is James Bond. This is supposed to be popcorn entertainment for a slightly higher income bracket, because the shit they try to market you because of the movie tie-ins are Sony computers, $10,000 Omega Seamaster watches, $250,000 Aston Martins. Like, it clearly has a demographic that's going to have more money, but I still think those movies are no more intellectual than other action flicks of the day. They're just in a higher class setting. And I think Bond crew just bought into their own hype and missed out. So it's cool to see this. I hope this movie is more like John Wick 3, like Iron Vet says. I want to see balls to the wall action. I want to see James Bond's highest body count, but I want the story to be good too. I expect Bond to be good, but I also expect Bond to be a badass. That's the balance.
Well, right, and the trailer came off more like it wasn't a vehicle for something else. I mean, luckily, Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace definitely weren't as bad as they were trying to make No Time to Die. That's for damn sure. But what worked about them was that even though it was a different take on Bond, a different guy, a different type of Bond, they weren't fucking trying to push this fucking really weird narrative that you don't use James Bond for. And I think that especially with the backlash that came out of the first trailer, and obviously all this shit that they were trying to say about Bond and talking about making it a woman randomly, they saw the dollar signs disappearing, and they're like, oh, this isn't that franchise. This isn't the franchise that you use to teach the world a fucking lesson. People want to see a dude in a tux shoot people in the fucking face,
Yep.
And I've always made the assertion that Bond films are supposed to be dated. They're supposed to be a time capsule snapshot of the era that they were filmed in. That's one of the reasons that makes fucking Sean Connery, because it felt like the glamorous fucking 60s. The cars look like 60s cars. Say what you want about Diamonds Are Forever, but watching that movie, it feels like it feels like you're in Vegas in the fucking 70s. But the fucking but Quantum of Solace, even though I like Quantum of Solace, it was dated in a bad way, where you're not getting 2008 world, you're getting Jason Bourne style shooting world with the shaky cam. You're getting, late 2000s character bullshit with, my girlfriend died and I'm getting revenge. Instead of making it a cool revenge flick, it was, oh man, he's punishing himself and he's got this fine ass Bolivian chick, but he's not really paying attention to her. He makes a half-hearted attempt to bang her. Then he gets this dude who's abusing chicks and he makes him drink oil. Like, it wasn't the right type of fucking datedness. And they finally got back to that with Skyfall. It fucking felt like 2012 world with the gadgets and surveillance and all this other shit. Or that's the other one, but then you have motherfucking Javier Bardem Morgan, and Skyfall is this crazy ass disgruntled former agent. It felt like the right type of fucking dated movie, and it seems like they're getting back to that. Like, it's supposed to be dated. We're supposed to be like that motherfucker is from 2020, kicking ass, fucking flipping cars, or trying to hit him on fucking bridges and shit. He's got Gatling guns under the goddamn headlights and shit. His girlfriend's fine as shit, but she's saying weird shit. And yeah, we got a bald black chick. Like, that's fucking what I want. Give me goddamn dated James Bond. I want to watch this shit in 10 years and be like, that was 2020, son.
Well,
yes.
Dion, one thing too, I want to address people in the chat are saying how, well, his movies made all this money combined. They're the most successful. Clearly it worked. Actually, If you adjust it for inflation, Thunderball is the most successful James Bond film.
Yep.
With an adjusted inflation of $1,161,514.29. Skyfall, $1,109 So $1,109,000,000. So yes, they're both big hits, but the Daniel Craig ones aren't the most successful because of the money they brought at the box office. Excuse me. The Connery ones sold the most tickets. They're the most widely seen ones. The Brosnan ones, you think, well, they didn't make much money. They were like the biggest things of their time. I think Goldeneye came in at number 3 that year, and then you got to consider the legacy of what they built. Bond movies were events.
I wrote 007 in the sky over in my neighborhood when I was, I think for The World Is Not Enough.
Yeah, 9 years old.
Yeah, it was so cool. We were out in recess. For a lot of the kids that age, it wasn't like. That it was a big deal. Kids who didn't grow up with Bond, who didn't grow up watching the Sean Connery Bonds or anything, were super stoked for the Brosnan era. It was a huge event.
And another thing too about the Brosnan era, like I said, they were like the MCU flicks of their day. Everyone's counting down for the next Bond flick. We have a couple years of no James Bond. It comes out, it's the biggest thing, and it just kept being a part of popular culture. James Bond now does have to combat with characters like Iron Man. Ethan Hunt's a bigger deal, but Ethan Hunt was around when Brosnan was James Bond. And I mean, the Bond movies were more successful than the Mission Impossible flicks. Bond should never really fall out of place. It's it's almost a 60-year-old franchise. Just they tried to turn him into something he's not, and people have woken up to it. I mean, a lot of people shit on Spectre. I don't think Spectre is that bad. I think Spectre introduces a lot of interesting elements.
I think Quantum of Solace is the worst.
Quantum of Solace is the worst Daniel Craig Bond flick in my opinion. Dion
easily.
But
yeah. But I mean, I think
can admit that Quantum of Solace is definitely the worst one. And shitting on Spectre's dumb. I fucking love Spectre. I don't know. I've been hearing that too. I don't know why people are shitting on it.
Yeah.
So I will say, for as down as we are on Bat Pat and other shit, I'm personally, Jeff of World Class Bullshitters, I'm looking forward to this flick. I'm excited. November, actually said to Jesse, because we have a monthly date night. November's date night, if everything opens up out here, is going to be this film. Go to dinner, go see James Bond, and the next day review it or something. So, I mean, I'm ready. I'm very interested. I'm very excited. I'm very optimistic and hopeful for a movie for once. Now, could I be wrong? Damn right I could be wrong. Will I admit if I'm wrong? Damn right I will.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it too, but that's just because I want to close the book on Daniel Craig's, time
100%
as Bond and move on to something better. Henry Cavill, I hope.
Well, no, I mean, they after him, they need to pick somebody the fuck else. But I think what they need to do is they need to go back to the 60s with Bond. Yeah, he needs to be a little bit more misogynist, but once again, he's a fictional character. Understanding he's a fictional character, it's a movie. Like, get the fuck over it. He needs to go back to the sexy girls, the espionage, the crazy gadgets, the flying all over the world, the guns, the ridiculous henchmen, the crazy take over the world, blow up the world plots. Like, just weird. We need weird, crazy shit like that again. We need like 60s James Bond again. We need that to come back more than anything.
Right. I mean, that's the best part of those henchmen, are the bad guys. It was the overly drawn out, grandiose plan to take over or destroy the world, that at any moment they could just kill Bond once they've captured him. But no, they're going to lock him up, or they're going to put him in some kind of weird device that he's going to escape.
Yeah. Yes.
And we know
he's going to escape. That was more Roger Moore that they were doing that. In 100% fairness, that was more Roger Moore. They started kind of doing that later with Connery, like with You Only Live Twice or whatever they did, where he was able to escape and shit. But that's why I hate Roger Moore, because he fucked up Bond for a long time. People jumping on Daniel. Roger Moore did more goddamn damage to James Bond than Daniel Craig. I'm gonna say that shit right now.
Now, one thing I'd like to add too. I know people say, "Well, quality, Jeff. You should wait for quality." They need to speed up the process of these movies, because Daniel Craig is the reason he drags his feet. He hates playing James Bond. He held out for all this money. It's taken 5 years to get this movie. This is the second longest gap in history. And you know what? This is a time of prosperity for them. The other gap, there were legal battles and all kinds of things going on behind the scenes. Why are they fucking around now? Because Daniel Craig's not ready. What has he done between this? What was the last? He was in Logan Lucky in 2017. It was before that, I believe. Now I know he had a kid, spend time with his family. Awesome, dude. Step out the role. We're not going to cry tears of sadness when you move on from James Bond. Everyone's going to be like, bring in Henry Cavill and no one will think about you.
Well, and then him being like, well, I'd rather slit my wrist. I'm like, bitch, you made $50 million off that fucking movie.
Go ahead.
Cool it with that
Call
shit.
Bluff.
That's what pissed me off. It's like I'm one of the only motherfuckers that like you as Bond. Don't fucking piss me off with that bullshit. You expect me to feel bad for you because you cashed a $50 million check, son? Fucking cool it.
No.
Cool it. And so you can go off and do, country bumpkin bullshit. with John Stain, you know, for Take Me Out or whatever the fuck the Knives Out movie. Calm down.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Shit.
Yeah, he really hates playing James Bond until the fucking check clears.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, and I agree. They need to pick somebody else once this has come out and it's run its course. They need to pick somebody else quickly and make and go back to the old way of doing things. Yeah, people won't like it. Yeah, they'll bet you about it. But in the end, it'll be fucking entertaining. And it'll make a lot of goddamn money, and people will be like, yes, we want to see him, you know, bang two chicks. We want to see espionage. We want to see, you know, fucking crazy gadgets, things, you know, pens that turn into satellites or whatever, like all kinds of weird shit. Want to see all of that in the next one.
Bad guys with
maniacal, crazy, ridiculous looking bad guys.
No volcano layers though. No volcano layers.
That's one stipulation. No volcano layers. We're not doing that.
You guys are talking about the villains. I thought you might find this interesting. I chart a couple.
Oh shit!
So time passed in a Bond film before the villain appears on screen as a percentage. So 70% of Dr. No passes before Dr. No appears on screen.
Holy shit!
And I'm not going to read all of them here. For those who are listening to this as a podcast, You Only Live Twice, 56%. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, 45%. We don't really have that again. Actually, Skyfall, 50%. So, I mean, you go like Mount the Golden Gun, 1%. License to Kill, 2%. GoldenEye, 3%. But I just thought this was interesting how much of the film passed before Dr. No appeared.
Wow.
I don't think that takes away. I think it builds.
Oh, it does.
Personally, I really enjoy I like Dr. No. I think it's a great movie by itself, and I like how it's structured.
Yeah, and I do really love the old one, especially, you know, the one in Vegas, because it is a time capsule of Vegas and how, you know, small it was back then. It was, you know, it was almost nothing, just to the way it is now. And I mean, it's wonderful to see the way the world has changed through those movies over these past 60 years. And, you know, with all the traveling they do and all the crazy stuff they do, it's good to see that. And I mean, once again, those are crazy fictional. It's a fictional character with, you know, crazy stuff going on, and that's how it should be treated, you know. So it shouldn't be woke. They shouldn't have these modern day ideologies attached to it, because it doesn't make sense. If you want an ideology movie, go make it yourself and go have your friends fund it or something.
Go watch Star Wars.
Go watch Star Wars. Go watch Black Christmas 2019. Go watch that movie.
No.
Now, real quick before we move away from Bond, everyone in the chat seems to be talking about Christopher Nolan directing a 007 flick. Dion, yay or nay?
Nay, fucking
no.
nay.
No.
Kendo?
No, it's wrong tone. I don't need a dark, brooding.
No, and plus Nolan takes fucking forever to tell a story, to tell one movie. His movies are so long. It would take. I mean, I love his visual. I love the way he does. You know, fill the screen with everything he possibly can. But his movies are really goddamn slow, and we need. I would almost say Michael Bay would probably make a better James Bond movie.
Let's temper that one a little bit there.
I mean,
I don't need Bond full of explosions.
You're smoking bath salts with that one.
Yeah. I'm just saying, we need explosions, damn it.
Fucking, you guys randomly, goddamn, Shia LaBeouf is gonna be in the goddamn movie. Then you're gonna have
do it.
Bond's gonna go take a piss and the tree's gonna explode, and then you're gonna have some random plot line about the fucking sun choosing a champion for the Earth or some crazy
Bumblebee shows
shit.
up out of nowhere.
Fucking John Cena shows up and he's like, "I've been waiting for you." And we're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And he's like, "I'm the champion of the moon" or some shit. Michael Bay just is. I don't know, dude. That shit is crazy. Now give me. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Nick, I brought that up because you have seen the newest Nolan flick, correct?
Yeah, and I mean, for a Nolan movie, it's wonderful. It's very good. I really did like it, but it's a Nolan movie, which means it's 2.5 hours long. Yeah, I saw it earlier today before this podcast. So,
on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you going to give it?
I'm giving it an 8 just because of it's. Ooh. I mean, because of the technical stuff they had to do, I think, in it was really ridiculous because it's about time travel, and the way it works is that apparently you go through you'll go through a turnstile device that's in the movie. You don't really it's not really a traditional time machine as we're used to seeing it. It's just literally like a turnstile is what it looks like. It's a really big metal one, and as you go through it, on the other side, time flows the other way. So you'll see, as you know, when you went through say you went through on the right side to the left. Well, on the right side, everything will go backwards. On the left, everything will move forward, and everything's going in reverse on the right side. And it's really strange. Like you see in the trailer where things are going in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
That's because people, the flow of time was flowing different for those people, and the reason they had the oxygen masks on is because you can't breathe normal air because if you come through the machine, you're, I guess, out of phase. I think is the way they said it, and the air the air will not go into your lungs. You have to get like different air from that air to breathe. It's a whole different thing. It's really weird, but it's like the way time worked in it. It was so strange, and it was a new take on it, and I really enjoyed it. It was really long and tedious in the way they explained everything, but it was explained really well. And I did love I did love the main character, the main guy. It was Denzel Washington's son. He did such a good job in that movie. Such a good job.
I didn't even realize, like, because of the way things are out here, I haven't even thought about this movie or going to a movie or even like, it's like, oh, it's out. Really? Because normally, like, when a big movie comes out, I'm aware of it. I'm like, oh shit, that's out in theaters. Maybe I'll check it out. Or, oh, I'm not interested. Like, I remember The Dark Tower. I was like, oh, that kind of could be interesting. It's the only movie I ever drove to and then went, I don't want to see it. So I went to get Chinese food with Dan instead. Like, that was the only film where I like actively was going to buy tickets. And I was like, I'll pass. So that goes to show you how I feel about Idris Elba as the gunslinger. But we'll move away from the Tenet talk so no one gets upset about anything, because I guess Nolan has a lot of value as a director still. I mean, I was there for Batman, but I haven't seen any of his films in theaters post that, because I'm not like, I liked Inception, but that was before The Dark Knight Rises. I liked the Dunkirk movie, but I saw it on Blu-ray. So he's a director that I respect. I don't get the hype anymore, man. Like, a Christopher Nolan movie means very little to me. There are no directors that are regularly working that you're going to be like, oh my God, it's the new Michael Bay film, or it's the new Louis Leterrier film. It's like, no, bring back John Landis, dust off Richard Donner. I'm going to show up because they're two of my favorite directors. John Carpenter's back. Sign me up. I want to see what the old guy can do. But like, I respect Nolan. If you're a fan of Nolan, more power to you. I'm not here to knock your taste. I don't get it, man. It's just overrated. I mean, I get it because of the way he shoots stuff. Like, everything's in these like grandiose, extremely wide shots of just like, really. Really, it's really these IMAX shots of beautiful landscapes and just like a really well put together, like, scenes. Like, that's what it is. Like, they're just very well put together. I get it once again. I mean, I watched Interstellar and I thought Interstellar was beautiful. It's a long fucking movie, right? But it's really just visually amazing. And I think that's what it is. I mean, if you want to get really high and watch a Nolan movie, I mean, that's probably what would probably be, a good thing to do, because they're just so crazy and so visually amazing that it would just be like, whoa, like you'd get that experience from it. James Mangold is a director for a Bond flick. I could get behind that, because I think the guy, what's his name, Cary Fukunaga, is the first American to ever direct a James Bond film. If he is an American, I believe he's like from California or something. But yeah, he's an American filmmaker. Cary Fukunaga, I was right. He is from Oakland. So shit, I am completely right. He's like, I believe he's the first American director to ever do a Bond flick. So we'll see how
did any of you guys watch what was it, New Mutants?
No. Oh, I forgot you saw it, right?
Yeah, I did.
How bad was it?
It's not okay. Okay. Once again, I was expecting like dog shit, but it wasn't that bad. I really dug the horror element and like the asylum kind of thing they were going for. You could tell they wanted to do way more, but they didn't, and that made me sad, because I was like, you had this like, one of the girls can apparently find your weakness, and that's a power. She finds your weakness and makes it into a nightmare for you. It makes your nightmare a reality. And I was like, this is the perfect horror element thing you fucking have, and you shit on it by making it PG-13. How fucking dare you? And it was like, because the atmosphere is there for the building they're in and everything, but they just didn't go all the way. And I was just so pissed off at that. The one thing that was really irritating is like, you had the bitchy blonde girl who was also Russian. You had that typical character, which pissed me off. I was like, why do you keep fucking doing that? Quit with that character. It's annoying as shit. But other than that, I mean, it was fine. It was all right. It wasn't as bad as like I was dreading.
Well, I have more interest in Tenet than I do New Mutants, because any X-Men film honestly in the last 10 years seems inconsequential, because though they've made really good ones with Logan, and I love Days of Future Past, you knew eventually Disney was going to get it, and you knew they were going to reset it. Now they have it. So this movie, much like X-Men Dark Phoenix and Apocalypse, really offered nothing because it's just you're watching something waiting for it to get rebooted. And I think as an audience member, knowing that there are no stakes, that there are no sequels, there are no anything, like people go, but Jeff, you hate when a movie plans out sequels in advance. I do, but the fact that there's nothing, it's like the Snyder Cut. You can get excited, you can love it, you can be prepared, but they're not making Justice League 2 from that.
No.
Like, it's over and done with. So New Mutants always felt like a limp noodle. It's just like whatever. So yeah, it was you saw Bob McLeod's take 2, Dr. Coffin Nails. I laughed as well. So we're gonna read a couple super chats and we're gonna talk about the Star Wars topic tonight, which is very race oriented, and it's also a very much I told you so moment because John Boyega has spoken out about Disney Star Wars and how he's treated. And you know what? We've been saying it literally for years. All of us here on the channel have been saying that shit for years, but because it was, a certain demographics loved the new Disney Star Wars, you were a heretic if you spoke out against it. So now the truth comes out. So I kind of feel like Laurie Strode at the end of Halloween. It was the boogeyman. So so our friend Dixon Cider says, I like Dion like I like my coffee. Hot, black, and thick. Expect some goodies sent to injection.
Oh god.
I like that. I'll take that.
Well, thank you, Dixon Cider.
Somebody send him a Dark Fate onesie, please.
Can somebody make him a custom? Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to get that. Well, I have many photos of Dion drunk. I should take one of those and I should just put it on a onesie and send it to a random listener. See if they'll wear it. We'll send it to Drunk 3PO. He wears onesies on air.
Oh my god, yes.
No, I will do custom art for you, Dion.
Okay.
It'll be you and Mackenzie Davis fighting with a butterfly knife. How's that?
Oh shit!
Oh my god! Make that a onesie and send it to him. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that on the live stream.
Just a separate little print and just send that to me.
Let's see. Matthew Anderson, thank you very much. He says, Halo used to be my favorite game series, but once 343 took over, it suffered a similar fate to Disney Star Wars. Halo 4 and 5 were very much analogous to The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Well,
Yeah,
Matthew,
I can see that.
Yep.
Don't worry, Dean Domino. I realized I forgot the readers, but I'll go back in just a second. But Matthew, you make an excellent point because, like you, I loved the Halo series. Once Halo 4 came out, I bought it, but I never played the story because it sucked at the beginning. I played multiplayer, and I haven't played a Halo game in 8 years. I think Halo 4 came out in 2012. I have not played a Halo game. Like, Phil's bought them all. He gets the remastered Master Chief collection, and I like the character. I feel like this. I just don't care about Halo currently. I'm willing to give the new one a shot. I want it to be awesome, but
Jeff,
they put me out of it. Yo,
you said earlier you had said something about not getting to play Halo this year, but you've also talked about getting an Xbox One. If you do, and you get the Master Chief collection, yes, you do get Halos 1 through 4, but then they also have DLC that you can get ODST and Reach.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, they do. And because I've got that, because I went and bought the Master Chief. I finally went and bought the Master Chief collection a few weeks ago and have been playing the first Halo again and not regretting my decision whatsoever.
Well, when your internet situation gets a little better, we should play Halo on our Twitch channel.
I mean, I'm down where I can just relocate if I have a day off to my sister's house and just post up in her spare room.
We'll be very scheduled for the WCBs gaming channel, the expansion, if you will, because it's not. Here's the thing, folks. When we talk about we're going to do new things, we're not getting rid of the old things. We're just going to add more. If you like gaming, cool. If you like everything the way it is, just keep coming back here. But if you want more and you want to hear us talk about different shit like, I don't know, board games and crap, again, we have other outlets for that. Just keep on coming back. We're going to pretty much cover everything in entertainment. Maybe even one day we'll talk about music.
Yeah. Halo 4 was crushing, though. I pre-ordered that thing. I got the special Sex Nuts edition, not like the super one, but the one that came in the steelbook and all that stuff and had like a bunch of download shit to go with it. And I went to GameStop, picked that thing up at midnight, went home, could not wait to start playing it. Started playing the campaign to see what the story was like. I was like, this is garbage. Why did they sexy up the AI? Because you notice there's a big difference between Cortana in Halo 3 and Cortana in Halo 4.
Oh, I do know.
It's like, okay, so Cortana was cool. I like Cortana, but I've never looked at her like a sex object.
No.
Now I am, and I'm trying to figure out as to why whoever was designing her said, we need to give her an hourglass figure, big tits, and a beautiful ass. She's an AI. We don't need a sexy AI. And then
listen,
the Forerunner stuff and everything, I was just like, this is dumb. So I just spent most of my time playing multiplayer.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. I remember that, and I remember after that there was a lot of girls at Dragon Con dressed like that, and I was I understood why they did it, and I was happy with it. I was fine with that.
I can see that, but for me, it was a very confusing time.
Yeah.
I'm just like for 8 years, this woman has been in my video game ear as I've slayed the Covenant, and now she keeps popping up, and it's like, why? I'm not listening to what you're saying. This is distracting.
Now, our friend Dean Domino says, it's funny you say that because Games Workshop based orc culture on English soccer hooligans. There you go, Kendall. That's a selling point for you.
Holy shit.
I mean, I could see it because soccer hooligans are a thing. I've never really experienced them per se, but I've got a few stories from my time on the other side of the ocean. So, yeah, I could see it.
We also have our friend Modalicious that says, I'm going to work for Halloween because I'm an adult.
Oh, damn.
That is the most Charlie Brown shit I've ever heard.
I know, man.
I went to
That's
work.
depressing as fuck.
Damn, man. That's the. I mean, are you working like a normal job? Or are you working at a Hond? What's the deal there?
I'm gonna guess Modalicious. Well, if he's working on a Saturday, I don't know what he could do. Modalicious could do many things. If he feels like sharing it, awesome. Either way, Modalicious, we're glad you're here on Thursdays. That's what matters the most. Because like we always say, we kind of just stole the Thursday for us. Thor's fat and off world and doing other shit. We've taken this day for us. So,
yeah.
So let's see. We also have Thunder Robots that says, yeah, October, where I can trick or treat at the doctor's office for a vaccine.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Well, instead of a razor blade in your apple, it'll be a syringe in your ass or wherever you do it.
And it might end up being a placebo.
Oh, God.
Gotta love those sugar pills.
Oh, yeah.
Ninja RC says, Jeff does need to visit Dion for Halloween. They can wear one of those two-man horse costumes, but who will be the head? Dun, dun.
Yeesh.
Jesse said,
whole other type of adventure.
yeah, we'll just we'll either get really drunk or make sure we eat like a low-fiber diet so nothing slips out.
I was gonna say that's a 2 million costume that I have never once said, oh, that looks like fun. Either you've got somebody's ass in your face the entire time, or you're got your hands on their ass, so that way you're moving in step with them. It's just.
Well, I feel like the experience in using that costume was the brainchild for Human Centipede, because there's no way someone was like, oh man, asses to mouths. Someone did the horse costume. They were like, you know what, this would suck ass if it was. Oh my god, I know a German filmmaker. Let me send something to him real quick.
Yeah. Ass to mouth.
Oh, God, you're not wrong.
Song we watched the video for.
Yes, ass to ass.
Yeah. Ass to ass.
Oh God, that was the highlight of that weekend.
I want to be
No,
ass to ass
the bear
with
fucker and that other girl.
Oh, my God.
That weekend.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the bear fucker.
I still got a picture of that chick. Her and her,
Oh, yeah, you do.
her and her dopey ass husband.
Oh, God.
We won't even tell context to the listeners. Let them guess.
Yeah, dude. The most bizarre part about all that was when it turned out that girl and her husband had no idea who bear fucker was, but the whole time we thought they were all there together.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
That was a crazy ass coincidence for sure.
So, folks, if you're I've seen the chat about the stream being ghosted or people having issues finding the stream. The best thing we can do, besides just tell Google again, is just be back each and every Thursday night. We give you plenty of time when we say we're not going to be doing a show, but this is our 5th year, our 233rd episode. We have a pretty good track record of being every Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, people used to watch, I think Seinfeld and Friends were on Thursdays or some shit on NBC. This is our night. We keep the same time slot. So never guess if we're going to be on. Just expect us to be on.
Yeah, exactly. And our links are the links for all of our stuff are in our bios for Twitter and Instagram and Facebook everywhere. So look at that and you'll get all of our links for all of our stuff. So you can never miss
us. Plus, we're better than Seinfeld and Friends.
God, yes, we are.
Much, much better. Dean Domino also says the Necrons are a 40K race that were transferred into robot bodies millions of years ago to fight in a big galactic war. Foot soldiers that look like a T-800. That stupid Archer meme. Stop, my penis can only get so erect. I mean, I'm sold.
Yep.
I'm ready to play and read. I'm going to listen to these books starting while I got this project I'm working on. So that's what I'll listen to. I'll put the movie podcasts down. I'll take a break from my wrestling shows. I'll listen to some books. I'm just afraid though how much it's going to cost me down the road to like.
I'm okay with it because it all sounds awesome anyway. So I'm down with it. I'm ready to start. Let's do it.
And then finally, from our friend Adam Wofford, he says, Eldar, being so powerful and everything, they got to a point where they murder Frank, a god, into existence, and it's destroyed their empire. Now there are two different Eldars. Okay, like I said, we're on board. We are ready. We're ready.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam Wofford.
We're ready to believe you.
We're ready to believe.
That's right.
Oh my god, I'm fun. I'm ready. Sorry, I'm reading something about fun in the chat. I'm like, yeah, it is fun.
You are.
I am fun. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. Now, I will in a moment. But right now, folks, you have an image on your screen of one John Boyega, a Star Wars actor who is very outspoken for many reasons. Sometimes he's going against fans for BS. Sometimes he's speaking the truth. And right now, I think what he's bringing to light is the most poignant thing he's ever said in terms of his career. I don't really follow his political activism because I'm not interested. You know, I make up my own mind. But John Boyega reveals Star Wars race experience in explosive interview. Now, I'll make a video talking about this for next week, but I wanted to gauge you guys because I like the dialogues that we can have, the conversation between us and the chat and everything. So I'm interested to hear your guys' take. I'm going to read something real quick, and then I want you to tell me what you think. So British actor John Boyega, who shot to global prominence with his role as Finn in the 2015 Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and the further films in the franchise, laid bare the racial experience he had while filming. In an extensive interview with GQ magazine, Boyega reveals that he wasn't best pleased with the hairdresser allocated to him that had no experience working on hair like his, but pretended to have had. And he says, when black men grow their hair, it's a very powerful thing, says Boyega. Culturally, it stands for something. Now, Dion, this is an odd thing to start an article out, don't you think, talking about the cultural relevance of his hair?
Yeah, it's funny that they ask him. That's like the first thing he brings up, which, you know, he's not wrong. But yeah, it's interesting that the first thing that comes to his mind in terms of his experience, you know, as a black dude is the hairdresser they assigned him.
What did you say?
I just want to speak really quickly to that. We read out loud actually the full interview on from GQ yesterday on the Matriarchy. It's rather long, but it's also really interesting and very insightful. Also, it gives you a better sense of how John Boyega chooses to represent himself. But I do think it is really telling, though, how this article, the pieces the article chooses to pick on the show. But I highly recommend going and reading through the full interview. It's really interesting. I actually learned a lot more about John Boyega than I ever knew, and some really relevant things that did change the way I felt about him. That's all. Cool. That's my 2 cents.
So I think the hair thing is a stupid thing from Variety to pull from an article because I don't give a shit about his hair. Dion, you're black. Is your hair that important to you? I mean, it's important that you have it, but do you look at it?
Wait, does he have it?
Yes, he just chooses to shave his head. Dion's not. Oh, Dion isn't going bald. Dion just cuts his hair. But like,
Yeah.
What do you think about this? I think this is a very odd way to start out this thing, Variety.
It's a very variety way, you know, and me personally, no, my hair is not very important, but I mean, in terms of, you know, the community, it is, you know, obviously with growing your hair out and dreads and, you know, the historical shit behind, of people trying to, you know, saying that black hair was bad hair and shit. Look, there is a significance to it. But you know, again, personally myself, my identity was never tied to my hair because I always liked my hair short. But yeah, a lot of dudes, you know, getting dreads, growing their hairs out, getting afros, you know, that definitely it is a thing, but you know, not for me.
So we have more. Okay, now this is what everyone cares about, the Star Wars stuff, because this is where the interesting stuff comes from. So speaking about his role as Finn, who was a central character in Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, but had less prominence in subsequent films, Boyega says, what I would say to Disney is to not bring out a black character, market them to be much more important in the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed to the side. It's not good, I'll say straight up. Now, props to this dude, because we've been saying this shit since 2015, because Nick, Dion, you were on the show during the build-up to The Force Awakens, back when we were recording it over Skype, and it took 5 hours to render and all that bullshit, before the show was what it was. But
yeah,
you were there, and Kendo, you were there too for the marketing. Everyone listening was alive 5 years ago. It'd be weird if we... Never mind. Anyway, point is, Disney is guilty of a lot of things, and this is the first thing they're guilty of, because if you go back and look at one of the videos where I show pictures from the Force Awakens toy launch at Toys R Us, he is the main focal point. He's the big part of the trailer. Rey was just some chick. So when the movie comes out, they do flip the switch on you and go, oh, hey, Rey's the hero. And this was part of that JJ Mystery Box bullshit, I bet. But the whole female Jedi thing wasn't interesting. But when you had a guy who goes from the Empire to a Jedi, I hadn't seen that shit before, so that was interesting and compelling. What do you guys take about his quote about how Disney knew what they were doing and it was kind of bullshit? How you market them one way and then, basically you honey-dicked everybody.
Fucking told you so. And again, that's something that we got called out for. That's something that so many people who saw it coming got labeled, sexist, racist, all the shit, just hating on Star Wars. And I specifically said, Disney does not care about this shit. They do not care about the shit. Now, whether they never had any plans for Finn, I think that's arguable. But it was very clear that they were going to try and, at the very least, split the spotlight between Finn and Rey. It was very clear that, all the shots in the trailer of Finn with the lightsaber, him activating it when he's about to fucking fight Kylo and Kylo's stupid ass lightsaber, 100% they saw something change and they fucking dumped him. 100%. Disney pretending to be this fucking oasis of positivity was full of shit. They thought that, hey, this brother isn't gonna fucking sell Star Wars. We're gonna put it on fucking Daisy. And you know what? They failed in both ways, but fucking told you so.
Nick, Kendo, anything you'd like to add to that?
Definitely. I was gonna say definitely. I mean, I remember seeing the ads for the Star Wars, and the very first thing in the very first trailer that popped up that was supposed to be so awesome is you get the stormtrooper, or he sticks his head up, and it's like, oh, there's a black dude right there, big deal. And then it was him wielding the lightsaber, and it's like, okay. I mean, it didn't like strike a chord with me, like, oh, the black guy's gonna be the main character, he's a Jedi, because I've seen those before, and so, but I see his point in the trailers and things like that in the build-up. It looked like he was going to be the main, protagonist in said movie, and then slowly it started to shift.
Well, dude, I mean, look at this picture right here. He's holding Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. Out of context, he's the hero. You're like, oh my God, Luke lost that saber when he lost his hand on Bespin. How did this guy get the lightsaber? Let's find out. They sold you on him. Like, the movie starts out, with they land on that planet, and the most poorly shot scene in almost any Star Wars film. And then he pulls his mask off, like he's the focal point for the first 20 minutes, and then it switches away. Yeah. And she can suck a fat one. She's a terrible character. Daisy Ridley can't even find work right now, so boo hoo. I'll just say this early on. I'm not a John Boyega fan. I don't think he's that great. I don't really care for his personality. I don't care about his takes. He's entitled to his own opinion. He can go live his life the way he wants to. But I am happy that he's telling what he thinks about Star Wars, and it's no longer, we have to, there's no more PR spin. This is just him unfiltered. And I respect that. I can respect the guy and not like him, if that makes sense.
Oh, of course, yeah,
of course.
And I mean, yeah, even his character in the movie, like, he's a stormtrooper, and they were using him to get into the bases and everything like that, and he's defecting, and he's trying to come to the other side, and then all of a sudden, in the next movie, he's in this fucking water suit and trying to heal from all these cuts, and they're trying to chase
punchline.
Yeah, it was the punchline, and then all of a sudden it's like he has this. You were trying to use him for all the information he has on the bad guys, but then all of a sudden, well, nope, we're not. We're forgetting that. We're gonna go talk about animal rights and funding wars and a Vegas planet on some shit with a woman in a goddamn trash bag outfit. Like, where was his character?
Got him. They almost got him. They almost got him a great character arc. They almost got him a great story. He was going to sacrifice himself in that big boom cannon thing to save everybody. But no, Rose Tico had to be a stereotype and be a bad driver.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yes,
God, you're right. You're so right. But yeah, I mean, like like even this image, the toys and everything that we all thought it was going to be him because of the way he was shown, the way he was perceived, the way everything went. But they took another turn and they wanted the brown haired English chick to be the focal point, and you had Kathleen Kennedy come out with her Forces Female shirt and everything like that, and they're like, oh, we're gonna go a different route now all of a sudden or something. It was weird, and it didn't make sense. And then you had basically all the people of color characters take a backseat to Rey in the second and third movie, all of a sudden just gone.
Well, it's different. Like, Disney likes to, realistically, I know this sounds terrible, but they like to parade around minority actors and go, look what we're doing for the society. We're diverse. We're the future. We're great. We're this, we're that. And you're just like, okay. But then you go and see the movies and, for as much as you thought Kelly Marie Tran's Rose Tico was going to be this huge part of the story, she was treated as a joke. And then in the next one, she's barely in it. You think, it's like if Lando did Dick in Return of the Jedi, because they introduce him in Empire, obviously about the last quarter of the film or last third of the film. He's a big part of the movie. Once you meet him, he's integral to the plot. He turns on Han. He tries to redeem himself instantly, and he says, I'm going to go out and find him. And then in the next movie, he's part of the rescue crew, and he's responsible for blowing up the Death Star with the help of Wedge Antilles. So, I mean, they introduced the character. It's not because it's black. It's about introducing a new character.
Of course, yeah.
The trilogy, the analogy I'm making. Look, I don't want to tell you guys, but there are people out there that are so fucking dense that you have to break this shit down. A lot of just trolls, but whatever. Put them in their place with facts. But the thing is, like, you introduce character in the second film, you make them apart. Rose Tico, they're like, well, she's big in this one, not in this one. Does she even go into fight in the last?
Nope. She's going down. They're looking at the schematics of old Star Destroyers, bro.
Yeah. And in one, the second movie, the only way you know that they're sisters is because of the fucking necklace she has, which they barely show the first. I mean, they barely show them on screen for anything, and you have to defer from that fucking amount of time that she's. The first her sister's holding the necklace before her bomb ship blows up, and then to her having the same necklace. So you have to defer. You have to somehow infer from that information that they're sisters. They don't fucking tell you. They don't say shit. They're just like, oh yeah, they're sisters. It's like, how the fuck are we supposed to know that? How there's no dialogue or anything. Like, we're just supposed to just, oh yeah, the two Asian chicks are sisters immediately. It's like, that's fucked up.
So now. There's more. To John Boyega, he says, like you guys knew what to do with Daisy Ridley, you knew what to do with Adam Driver, Boyega says. You knew what to do with those other people, but when it came to Kelly Marie Tran, when it came to John Boyega, fuck all. So what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say is, I enjoyed being a part of it. It was a great experience. Nah. I'll take the deal when it's a great experience. They gave all the nuance to Adam Driver, all the nuance to Daisy Ridley. Let's be honest. Daisy knows this. Adam knows this. Everybody knows this. I'm not exposing anything. Yeah, the fact that they made you a goddamn janitor in that movie shows you how little they cared about it.
Yeah. Although I wouldn't say they knew what they were doing with all those characters either, because those three movies show they had absolutely no idea what they were going to do with any of those characters.
Yeah, and I mean, basically the two white characters came together, and I was just like, yeah, did Disney really fucking diverse? If you really wanted to show me diversity, Caleb and Retran and Ray should have gotten. I mean, Ray should have got together. Okay, there should have been some weird love thing there. Show that fucking story.
I'd have watched that out of curiosity.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like if you want to show me diversity, do that shit and then preach diversity. Don't just like show me a honey dicked trailer and all these toys you pump out and then be like, yeah, the brother's the guy. He's the guy. He's going to be the one to save the universe. Nah, man, it's a white chick. What the fuck?
I mean, it's Disney. That's Disney though. Like Jeff said, they like to put them all out there when they're doing the PR thing. It's like, during the public relations buildup, look at all these minority characters we have and actors and actresses in our movie. And then once those PR cameras stop going, it's back of the bus with you guys.
And you
Not
think
only
that
we're going to take your your black ass off the poster for the Chinese release.
That too. We need to appease the Chinese. So sorry, you can't be on the poster because they're just a little bit sensitive about these things. It's like, no, they're just kind of racist.
And I'm sorry, I was reading threw me off guard with the chat, but no, you guys make valid points. It's really not that harsh because that is what they do, and they aren't learning anything from this. They're not actually making anything better for people. It's all hollow lip service, and I wish people would pay attention to this with Disney. I see people already shilling in the media for Mulan. Oh, it deserves a re-release so it can be seen. It's such a great movie. Motherfucker, your average everyday person realizes it's a stupid cash grab, and Disney shit the bed with Lion King, according to a lot of people. So that whole period of all the remakes have been great. You should just shut up and enjoy it, or let people enjoy it for the next generation. What's stopping your kids from watching the animated Mulan or the animated Lion King? I can get behind the animated Lion King. I'll tell you how great it is. I love that movie as a kid. I watched it a couple months ago. Still holds up. Same with Aladdin. But you know what? Don't need a remake. Disney is in this weird, ridiculous place where they keep screwing up.
Because it's run by old white people who are like, hey, fellow kids, this is what you guys like, right? Oh wait, that might endanger ticket sales. We're not really going to do that. That's 100% what it is. Instead of actually giving a shit. And again, I said, listen, if you want to be idealistic, that's fine, but idealism costs money, yo. No one's getting rich off of being the altruistic. We're gonna make sure that they saw the dollar signs going down with him, and they fucking changed it. Period. Well, for them, and they pretended like, oh no, see, we're gonna stick behind Kelly Tran, we're gonna stick behind Finn. No, you fucking didn't, because you thought it would sell more tickets to have fucking Ray's ass making out with fucking Kylo Ren's ass, and you were certain that was gonna fucking bring in the billions of dollars. That's it. It's not fucking rocket science.
Well, they're all so desperate to be big hits in China that they're
right.
I mean, we talked about Call of Duty last week with all the bullshit and how I think, was it Tencent bought a 5% stake in Activision. Disney's been so desperate for the Chinese market dollars because, it worked for Transformers until it didn't, and now it's a joke. But, it always has been a joke. But you get what I mean financially. Marvel movies worked in China. Star Wars movies didn't. They don't want them. And they'll make all these. The thing is, I don't mind if a company is like, we want to expand to this market. Okay, fine. So you throw in, I don't know, you want to expand to South Africa. So you throw in that old guy from Lethal Weapon 2 if he was still alive. Okay, makes sense, whatever, ha, ha, ha. But like nowadays, instead of just like throwing in an actor to appeal to a market, it's like we have to change the entire model of our company to appease this government that doesn't really care about us, but we just want to make money from them. So Disney tells you we're so progressive, yet they are very regressive when they shrink down John Boyega or they cut out the lesbian kiss or they do these things. It's really no surprise to hear a guy like John Boyega call out Disney's bullshit just not even a year after Star Wars came out. Like Star Wars is a corpse at this point, and it's like that. Was it The Simpsons? Stop! He's already dead. That's what this is, and we're just learning the truth now. We all knew it from years ago. Business, but now it's just getting confirmed from the inside. So for all those crazy Mike Zero theories and all that other dumb crap that people, the Snoke theories and all the other crap that you put your hopes into and it didn't come true, we were just like, this is what's actually happening about what these companies' business practices are, and nobody wanted to hear it, but now it's coming out, and I'm interested to see how the Disney defenders handle this one.
Yeah, and I'm good. He's taking the route of being like, yeah, fuck you, I've told my story. I'm glad he's doing that. I'm glad he's telling us what's really going on and what's really going down. I mean, even though we knew it, but we have confirmation now, and I'm glad he's just kind of like nuking that relationship because he doesn't want to work for them ever again. Which is fine. I mean, he can go and make his own movies and stuff like that. Do what you want to do, man. I think he's built enough of a name through that to be recognized and be able to do more things and be able to expand into other markets and stuff. So he'll be fine.
By the way, Valentine Ward, shout out to you. I don't think we've seen you in a while, so if you have, sorry we missed you, but hey, welcome back. And he types in China like the wrestler, so
we haven't seen her in a while either.
I know, I was the last one here to ever see her, so
and then she disappeared, Jeff. It's kind of mysterious, man. I don't know what the
It's a coincidence.
Yeah,
bit of a coincidence.
Yeah.
How convenient.
Shut up.
Yep.
So yeah, the John Boyega stuff. Is there anything you guys want to add to the? I think we only really wanted to talk about the Star Wars stuff. So
fuck them all, man.
Fuck them
Fuck
all.
them all. I love it. I love that he's coming out. And again, like you said, props to him. But son, you're gonna get a lot of pull from because of the Star Wars movie. It's really gonna be. Yeah, Boyega and Poe. I mean, yeah, Daisy's probably not going to do anything, and and Adam Driver's doing really well. But
because he's a good actor.
Right, yeah, he was doing fine before Star Wars.
Right, and again, I get where Boyega's coming from, but you toed the line, dog. And I definitely don't want to say hey, fuck John Boyega as much as fuck Disney, but this was the other side of the bet. They bet the house on Force is female. Finn's gonna be awesome because he's a black dude, and everyone's gonna come, and this Star Wars is gonna be better than what George Lucas did. Everyone loves to bet until your role fucking comes up snake eyes, and this is what fucking happened. 100%. Just because they were so sure that they were gonna be Marvel and it was gonna be super successful. So yeah, listen, John. Bring it out. Speak your truth. You tell the truth, Nick. Don't talk about fucking baseball. But this is what the other side of that bet was, son. This is what happened. You were so sure you're gonna be super famous, and you were. But they cast your black ass aside the second they had an opportunity to do it. So I appreciate him, but I don't feel bad for him. I sure shit don't feel bad for Disney, and I damn sure don't feel bad for them. Their little announcement they came out with last week where, we're going to take a step back for Star Wars. Yeah, you're taking a step back from Star Wars because your role came up snake eyes. So everybody's fucking all of a sudden getting all butthurt, and everyone's talking. Oh yeah, John Boyega's coming out. This is what happens when you don't put your fucking money on the right bet in movies. This is what happens. It's a saying that we say, get woke, go broke. This is what we're talking about. This is precisely what the fuck we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So Disney was so sure he wasn't going to say shit because he's going to get famous and then he'll be okay with getting taken off the poster. Nope. And he was so sure they're going to I'm going to be part of Star Wars. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And they cast his ass to the side. Now Kathleen Kennedy was so sure it was going to be huge and they fucked it up. And now they got to take a break and go back and look at what George Lucas created. Man, fuck all of them. I don't feel bad for a single one of them.
No. Now, while Qatar makes an excellent point, they're praying that The Mandalorian saves the franchise. They're making merch for that series now, and they're thinking of doing 5 spin-offs of one show.
Jesus.
It's clear. They're in the corner. They're in the corner.
They don't.
Jeff Kendall and I have been saying the same shit about the WWE. When these giant corporations and giant studios paint themselves into a corner, and they're like, oh yeah, this was the plan all along. Or they go, oh, well, this is hot. Let's do a spin-off. They put themselves in this corner. It's the same shit that Rian Johnson can't fucking see. It's the same shit that J.J. Abrams can't see. And clearly it's the same shit that Kathleen Kennedy finally fucking admitted. They put themselves in this corner. So while it ended up that they're going to lean on The Mandalorian, you made everything else so bad that you have no fucking choice.
Now,
it's not like that it's successful by accident, but they don't have a choice. They don't have any other options. It's not like they're going to come out with another movie. Disney need The Mandalorian to be good. Plain and simple. It ain't about choices now. It's how do we get out of this fucking corner? We've got one way straightforward, and that's with the motherfucking Mandalorian. Period.
Well, look, if one of the spin-off shows is just about Cara Dune, and it's just like 8 hours episodically, just all about Gina Carano, I'll take it.
I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna argue with that one either. That's a winning formula right there.
Yeah, and also Dion, their roles come up snake eyes like at least 5 times, especially with Solo.
Seriously.
They just keep pulling that house money, man. They keep taking that credit, and that's a problem. They got to pay it all back now.
And they were so confident, and that's what makes this so sweet. Because especially all the shit I was talking, after The Force Awakens came out, but they were so confident. Those numbers came back for The Force Awakens, and they were like, "Oh, it's clearly it's making money. All you guys are haters." Fucking Screen Rant and Vox and Esquire were talking all this shit. Now look at you. And like I said, again, I'll say it again. Boyega coming out, saying what's going on. I respect the dude, but he was still talking shit to the fans after The Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
After The Force Awakens, he was talking shit. So while you're being truthful, that's awesome, man. I respect you for that, but you still coming off looking like a little bitch because you were in that camp. He was in that camp. The fans just don't get it, and the fans are just holding on. I can't remember the specific quote he said when after The Force Awakens came, or after The Last Jedi. But the fans are just holding on to stuff, and they just don't want to like new Star Wars or whatever the fuck he said. But now 3 years later, yeah, man, they were. They sent me a fucked up hairdresser, and they knew what they were doing for Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver. Bitch, you can't have it both ways. Yeah. So again, I respect the dude, but this is not all. You don't win every bet, bro. No. And y'all just happen to lose, and I fucking love it.
Now, speaking of bitches we don't respect, Amber Heard is in the news.
Ugh.
She hasn't left the news in a while, so it looks like Warner Brothers isn't going to worry about this lawsuit, and they're just going to bring her back for Aquaman 2. Now, do you think that enough people will be concerned, or do you think Warner Brothers has taken the right approach and they think, well, it's Jason Momoa and Aquaman 2. No one's going to care what that Amber Heard cut off Johnny Depp's finger allegedly and shit in the bed? Probably.
Probably.
I don't know. I hope people are smart with their money and vote with their wallets and don't see it. But then again, it is Jason Momoa, and I think he's a good actor. I think he's a good Aquaman. But it's a weird thing. But I think they're keeping her because of money reasons, because of what's happening right now. They can't afford to get somebody else. I think that might be it.
Well, Ryan makes a point in the chat that they can't get rid of Johnny Depp because he's doing Fantastic Beasts, which is also a WB property. So they'll look bad if they get it wrong.
Yeah.
Well.
But it's a slippery slope because, especially with the case still going on, because they haven't dropped the case. So I won't be surprised if they postpone filming for Aquaman 2 or anything like that. But talk about bets. This is a dangerous one because if you start production and you stick with Amber. We ignore the Amber Alert and something else comes out in this fucking case. Dude, this is. I mean, WB's going hard in the paint, but dude, I'm telling if there are any more recordings come out, and she is very clearly, very mouthy. Her. Sitting laughing during the disposition when they're talking about Johnny Depp going stuff. You've got her makeup artists coming out talking about how she asked them to put bruises on her face. I mean, if it comes out where people forget about it, WB is gonna look smart. But if it doesn't, holy shit.
Yeah, I'm interested in following. Well, we've been following the story, but I'm interested to see what happens because this will set a precedent for a lot of stuff moving forward, especially the handling of domestic abuse when it's on the other side. And I think I really don't. I just want justice to be served. I'll put it like that. I really don't have deep thoughts right now off the top of my head.
Yeah, and I think I mean if they're gonna start production right now with Aquaman 2, that's really touchy. I'm with Dion. They should wait until it's over and then pick a side and go on with the production, because if they finish the movie, if they're all the way through and they're waiting for post production or something, and it comes out that Amber Heard is guilty or whatever and has to go to jail or whatever happens, they're gonna tank that movie. Or and I doubt they would have the money and the willingness to reshoot it or whatever. They're not going to just like green screen her or whatever. They're not going to like digitally remove her or anything like that. They might just go ahead and just release it, but people might be smart and they probably won't watch it because of her. But it would just be a whole shit show of what might happen. So I mean, it would be, if they're smart, they would wait until the end of it. But we'll see what happens.
To be fair, I would say 95% of the audience going to see Aquaman is not going to see Amber Heard in Aquaman. They're going to see Jason Momoa. The dude is beloved equally by men and women.
This is true.
She's just a very, very peripheral side character in the Jason Momoa show.
that is a very good point. At the same time, WB, Warner Brothers has been one of those companies that are very outspoken for social issues. Now I don't know how intricate they've been in terms of speaking out for domestic violence, or not for domestic violence. That sounds weird, but speaking out, advocating for domestic violence victims and stuff. I can't remember all off the top of my head, but WB's been trying to play the PR game, and I think this suit is a civil suit. I don't think it's a criminal suit, but having because then they started asking questions about her past relationships. So if they go ahead and do this movie and say Johnny Depp wins, it's depending on how it gets covered. If you have a new movie coming out where a lot of these especially in the social media sphere that we live in, that's a monster you can't control. So if you're coming out with a brand new movie, especially depending on what her role is in the film in Aquaman 2, and she just lost this case for defamation and pretending to be a domestic violence victim while having domestic violence in her past, that's a fucking coin flip when you're trying to sell a movie, man. And people might not know when they go to see it, but shit gets trending on Twitter and activist groups come out. And again, she was also a spokesperson for women's rights for, I think, UCLA. So who knows how that shit's gonna go if Johnny Depp wins this suit, man. It just looks like too big of a risk for me. If I were working in Warner Brothers, it's way too big a risk. Way too big.
I mean, they could always just give Elon Musk a call and say, "Hey, can you come hang out at set for about 40 days to tame the shrew?"
No.
Oh shit! Or at least Johnny Depp pointed how to like duck, dodge, and weave or something like that.
Yeah. Just make him sit there and watch that fucking video of Patches O'Houlihan teaching you how to dodgeball. You can dodge an Amber Heard. You can dodge a ball.
Oh jeez! Yeah. I want that on a shirt.
You can dodge an Amber Heard. You can dodge a cross.
So our friend 007 Cloud is talking about the Spider-Man game. He says faces of Black Cat and MJ still creep me out. What, you're telling me you don't like square faces that eyes don't blink and their mouths don't move when they speak? I mean, come on, what kind of guy are you, 007?
Listen. You want to get real freaked out? Turn on big head mode, right? Then you'll really freak out.
Oh God, yeah.
You remember that shit?
Oh, Deep Game mode and GoldenEye 007.
Dude, man,
yeah,
like all those,
unsettling.
Dude, all those fucking cheat codes and all the other shit you could put in. It was fun as hell, man.
I used to put on big head mode and then I would change it and then I would play 007 mode in the story where the bullets would do very little damage, and I used to just rail on dudes and their giant heads for like 3 minutes at a time. It was fun. And then when I got tired of it, I pulled out the golden gun and shot them once and they died. So it was the best of both worlds.
I loved taking those bombs and stacking them like across the rooms. Like you could just stack if you had an infinite amount of those bombs, you could literally just stack them as far as you could and blow them all the fuck up.
Such a fun.
Yeah, the physics of that game were the best part because they were so shitty, but it was so much fun because of it. Oh man.
Our friend Adam Wofford, thank you very much for your super generous super chat. He says, Craft World Eldar. They try to stay away from the dark desires, keeping away from lust and not enjoying pleasures too much. Also, they must use soul stones so their souls aren't siphoned out of because of Slaanesh. Or Slaanesh. I don't know how you pronounce that word. It's Slaanesh.
I think it's a thing that Spock goes through every 7 years.
Oh, Rumspringa? Oh, wait, no. Shit. Drive. Sorry. It's a movie that I'm okay with. I don't love, but that's okay.
Yeah, I still think it's hilarious. I haven't watched it recently, so.
So this culture that Adam Wofford's talking about, or this place, excuse me, it sounds like those monks. Is it the Fifth Element where he has the monk and the guy like won't indulge in the pleasures because he's worried about the second coming of the Lilu or whatever, Ian Holmes' character?
I don't think so.
What's
there are monks? There are monks in Fifth Element, but I don't know about that specific thing.
What? What movie am I thinking of? Fuck, was it not Legion's not a movie. What was it? Was there a Paul Bettany movie called Legion?
There was, where he's an angel or whatever.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. It sounds
no, you're thinking of Priest. Priest is what you're thinking of.
That's
Paul
what I'm
Bettany.
thinking of. Priest. Okay.
Because I think both were Paul Bettany now that I think about it. Legion and
Paul Bettany is a lucky dude. You know why?
That dude's been in so much crazy shit.
He's married to Jennifer Connelly, though.
Oh shit! All right.
Good for him.
You know, Selma Hayek, Monica Bellucci level. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Jennifer Connelly in her prime. Who else?
Yeah.
Who can really beat that? I mean, she had it all. Dean Domino, thank you very much again. He says the majority of the Imperium's military is the Imperial Guard. Think Starship Troopers. They are normal humans, but they fight on like the fall of Cadia. The planet broke before the Guard did. So now, do they have the? You said Starship Troopers. Now I keep thinking about the whole citizen thing about they fight so they can contribute to society. Do they go that deep into it, or is it just like? They're just badasses and they hung on and the planet broke before they did type of thing.
Are you saying that you would like to know more?
I would like to. Thank you very much for framing it that way, friendo. No, I do want to know more. Clearly, each week we're learning a little more about it and it's going to become a thing. Maybe down the road, I'll do a Warhammer style shirt for us and I'll draw some Warhammer armor, guys.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Headcase Laboratory says the names Holio, Cornholio. I put that on screen earlier because that shit made me laugh so hard. TLJ Screwjob, thank you very much. He says, have I been saying I've never seen one Bond film? I've seen Casino Royale, but it didn't seem like what I had heard of Bond. Shots fired at Craig. TLJ Screwjob, I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody that wants to get into Bond. Start from the beginning and watch them all. Even the bad.
Yeah. You got to, man.
It becomes a slog there in the middle of the Moore era, but once you break free of that, you hit Dalton and Brosnan, and everything's okay.
Yeah. Once you get out of that the more black hole, it becomes better.
Because even the bad Dalton and Brosnan movies are better than all the Moore movies to me, except for Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die. Yeah. That's the only exception.
I think I might enjoy For Your Eyes Only more than I enjoy Quantum of Solace. Yes, I do, for sure.
That's a bold ass statement.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that bad compared to Quantum of Solace.
Fucking Your Eyes Only.
I just love hearing Dion get upset over Quantum of Solace.
I mean, I think the only thing that we can agree upon is that I personally would rather watch Quantum of Solace than Moonraker or Octopussy.
Here. There we go. That on screen makes me jiggle. I laugh, jiggle, giggle. Sorry.
That kind of shit makes me jiggle, boy.
Yeah. Silver 99 says, I kind of want to see Champion of the Moon starring John Cena and directed by Michael Bay.
Oh my God.
I did too. You know what's going to be messed up?
What?
Is it John Cena becomes an actor we all like?
I mean,
I can see it happening. I can really see it happening because, as I've said a bunch of times, do I like John Cena, Fruity Pebbles, Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect wrestler version? Not at all. Not at all. Do I like John Cena out of that character when he's just doing interviews and things like that? Yeah, he seems like a really cool dude. And in movies, I've always found him to be likable. So
That's true.
It's like he could be the type of guy that I would love to hang out with. And honestly, I could see him turn into an actor that we like, that he knows his strengths. His strengths are being funny and personable, and he's got the charisma to do it. So he takes those roles. We could all be sitting back in 10 years going, man, John Cena is a fucking great actor.
Yeah, and I mean he's going to be in a movie with Nathan Fillion in what is it, Suicide Squad 2, which that, like, those two guys in the movie together, I'm just kind of like, oh, I hope they interact a lot because that could be fucking comedy gold. But
dude, when we covered that, when we were talking about that, when we were covering the fandom stuff, and the way John Cena described his character, it's a douchey version of Captain America. I'm like, okay, I'm sold.
I was just like, shit, man. Cena could pull that off. I'm just like, God damn it! Cena might be the shining light in that shitty movie, but we will see. We will see.
Let's see. We also have Escamanofono. Thank you very much. He says Matthew Vaughn could do Bond. Magneto in First Class had Bond vibes. I'd even do one more. I would watch a Matthew Vaughn directed 007 film starring Michael Fassbender as James Bond.
Oh yes, damn it, man. Michael Fassbender needs a little bit of a resurgence. He needs to come back. I think if he did a Bond, he'd do it. He would do it justice.
Adam Wofford says, "Frack that movie. That wasn't The Dark Tower. Never saw it. I can't comment. I just decided."
I've heard such horrible things about it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I've heard nothing but bad stuff.
Our friend E-Tip Wakoyan plays for E-Tip Wakoyan's place.
Oh, that Egyptian motherfucker!
I know, right? Love him though. He says New Mutants had a great tone. It needed to be hard R to put it on the right path. I give it a 6 out of 10. Although Dion still prefers Dark Phoenix.
Man, I am not attaching my wagon to that fucking shit. Dude.
Yeah, if it leaned into the hard R and went horror, it could have been really fucking good, but it didn't.
Dion, would you attach your wagon to anything? Because one usually attaches a wagon to a horse or multiple horses. So, are you willing to travel by horse for comfort, or would you rather just hoof it yourself and deal with the pain?
I will repeat what I said. I said what I said. I said it.
And I think he meant what he said. That's because he said it.
That's what he said.
Fair enough.
Try to get me to ride no motherfucking horse. Wagon or no wagon. I saw what it did to Superman.
Oh, god damn it. That still hurts a little bit.
It does. I mean, the shit. He had that accident 25 years ago.
Oh my god.
I watched that episode of South Park today.
That's the one where I'm like, I'm all about parody and stuff. And I'm like, that one might be a little too far.
That one is super on the nose.
Yeah.
It's like, and the best part is the kids, each time they go walking by what's going on, they're like, yep, not getting involved in that one. We're staying out of this one. But it's like the whole time that's happening. So it's like, clearly you're not staying away from it, even though the vehicles for the voice of the creators and the writers is the kids. It's like,
not to go down a South Park rabbit hole, but I will say we watched the episode where Officer Barbrady learned to read, and the line he has about what?
The chicken lover episode.
Yeah, that wasn't even the best part though. When he read Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead, he's like, "Fuck this book! I'm quitting reading forever." That was the funniest laugh I've had in a while, because you talk about the voice of the creators. It's like they clearly hate The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand, so it's just really funny to just watch a book be torn down like that on a TV show. Like very, very rarely do you see commentary on a piece of literature in a show like that, and it's that scathing where you're like, God damn, there's nothing else to say.
Right.
TLJ Screwjob says, when I left you, I was but the grounds. Now I am the coffee.
There you go.
Albatross Flight says, woke intersectionality is not a friend to a black man. It's not a friend to black men, excuse me. Intersectionality and wokeness and all this shit is a friend of no one. Like they say in Wayne's World, if it was an ice cream flavor, it'd be pralines and dick.
That's right. Don't fall on your keys.
I really desperately want to watch Wayne's World after all the Bill and Ted love last week. So,
oh god, and people are still complaining about it being woke. I'm just like, it's not.
You gotta see it before you judge it. I mean,
100%, man, 100%. I mean,
you're listening to a YouTuber that says, "Well, it looks woke from the trailer." No,
I rented it on Amazon Prime and I watched it twice. And like it gives you 48 hours. I watched it twice. I was like, this is good. It's wonderful. I'm gonna buy it on. I'm gonna buy the whole pack on Blu-ray.
Believe me, if it was woke, we'd be the first ones to tell you, yeah, this is fucking woke.
Yeah, and also there are people calling us shills. Like, what are we getting out of saying it's a good movie? Exactly.
Oh, you didn't get that? You didn't get that check from Keanu Reeves?
Quiet.
It's funny how dickheads try to like, oh, you guys were talking about shills years ago, now you're shilling. Yeah, because I enjoyed a film. Sorry, the world isn't everything sucks dick. Like,
I mean, Alex Winter did call me earlier today, and
oh shit, I was gonna be on that call, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know you missed out, but we had a good conversation, and he said they'd send us extra money if we kept pimping it this week.
Okay, all right, we'll talk after the show.
I want to thank Adam Wofford again. Thank you very much for your generosity. Yeah, he says other Warhammer 40k fact, like other sci-fi universes like Star Trek use warp drives, which in your normal space, Star Wars hyperspace, it's another dimension, but in Warhammer, they travel through the warp where demons and the Four chose gods. Okay, so is it like a Stargate where they travel through the warp,
No,
or
it
they
sounds
like
like it's closer to Event Horizon.
Yeah. It sounds like Event
You
Horizon.
go through it. Yeah, it's a lot. Sounds a little bit more like that.
Which Event Horizon, underrated horror space movie. God, I love that movie.
Fucking rated
God.
to the end of the world.
Dion, just so you know, Shad Factory has a really nice Blu-ray of that's come out recently.
Really, I hadn't heard anything about that. I know that some people were trying to get a Blu-ray of Event Horizon.
I'm going to look up the thing right now and put it in the chat for you. Okay, the link for it. It's
my man, because I'm gonna buy that shit ASAP. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, it's dude, I watched it with my mom as a kid, and that was a bad idea.
I watched it on a sick day, and
shit,
I saw it when we were sick, and that fucked us up for a while. But it was one of those where you're a kid, you're like, I should be watching this, but I love it, and it's giving me nightmares. But it's such a good movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's good.
So
shit.
I looked up the four chaos gods from Warhammer 40k. I need to learn what a lot of this shit means because it seems like the heavy metal of like science fiction shit. Like it's just you got orcs and the Eldar lost gods and Imperium of Man and all this stuff. Words I don't know what they mean yet, but it sounds cool. And we can learn what the Slanesh is right now here. Slanesh, I guess that's how it's pronounced. Is also known as the Dark Prince, the Prince of Pleasure, and the Lord of Excess. I like that name. That sounds like me.
So like the god of hedonism, basically.
Yeah, the perfect prince. I kind of want to call myself the Lord of Excess. I know it sounds very egotistical, but it's like, yeah, that's kind of me sometimes.
That's a dope nickname. I'm the Lord. Like if you were like a boxer, a fighter, a wrestler, that'd be your nickname, the Lord of Excess. Hailing from Cincinnati or Ohio.
And I want to draw attention too. I mean, even the Warhammer page has a cool advertisement for leggings over here. I mean, look at where'd it go? Shit! I was like, look at the pants. Damn it! I was like, okay. I go to click on it. I learned about the god or the Lord of whatever I just said, the Lord of Excess, and then there's a nice butt on the screen. Like, this is it for me. Nice butts in science fiction.
That's what you want in life.
According to Inquisitor Furtivius Aurelius, he says the warp is basically super hell.
Oh my god, yeah, that's something like Event Horizon a lot.
I like the words super hell together. It's like super jail, but not.
But worse.
More forced, unrequested anal.
I mean, I was gonna make a joke and say who requests anal, but I know. I live with Adam Walford, though, thank you very much for your extreme generosity, including books, everything, man. I appreciate each and every one of you guys out there. So I just want to tell everyone thanks again. Fandom Guard Liquor Jim says it's a shame. It's shameful how they made Finn a clown. It is. I mean, really, the janitor broke it for me. I'm like, really, janitor? He could have been, I don't know. He could have been a cook. He could have done any other duty, but you pick like the man who cleans poop in space. Space poop, spoop.
Yeah, you have like you can warp across galaxies, move things with your mind, but you pick the guy who can like fucking mop up the job that's been around since the beginning of time.
Yeah, he just, I don't know, he was treated like shit.
Yeah.
Phantom Guard says, when I worked at Disney, my manager had a German flag from World War II on his desk and amaze me to Jack about on his desk and amaze me too, Jack, about it. That's the real face of Disney. I think the voice to text might have got a little lost right there.
You think?
Yeah, because there's something that says OBJ at the end of it too. So clearly, I think Google did not like your phone. But I'm not going to call the company anything aligned with historical German parties that no longer exist.
I mean, it's all
German flag.
It's all well documented there.
Yeah, it depends on what German flag you're talking about.
Yeah, and I mean, as progressive as they want to, be. I mean, we know their rules and stuff like that. Those what is it? Defunct Land did a nice little thing about some crazy some odd rules that we think are odd now from that they had in the 80s. About people of the same gender being together.
I love Defunct Land. I used to watch everything they put out.
Dude, I love the ridiculous like shitty news they find on Disney all the time, especially from like what is it, their little housing complex that turned into like Murderland for a little bit there. I was just like, shit. Like it seems like everything Disney touches, and I mean everything, turns to dog shit.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually, yeah.
They can't help themselves, man.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Let's see. 007 Cloud says, first off, 007 Cloud, thank you. I am the coffee. Makes sense since I'm Hispanic. I'm all the coffee. I was thinking of fucking Ray. I was like, oh God, no.
Oh God,
my brain fries a little bit when I have to think about Daisy Ridley and her. I am a Skywalker and I'm all the Jedi. Who the hell nominated you to be everything? You're not the face of Star Wars. Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader are. That's it.
And again, they were certain that was going to work, and I love that it didn't.
Because she's a fucking Palpatine. She's like, I am a Skywalker. It's like, bitch, you're a clone. Calm down.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So we also have TLJ Screwjob says, wasn't it at Celebration pre The Force Awakens where Kathleen Kennedy brought them all on stage and talked about how diverse the casting was? You know, TLJ Screwjob, I don't recall. In 2015, I was very much high on the Avengers train and doing a lot of stuff. I was paying attention to, the way the media presented certain things, but not the level we have become thanks to the show. So I don't recall off the top of my head TLJ Screwjob, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
I was just high back then.
Yeah, you were just high. We all are still. No. Your laugh just got me. Sorry. But no, I don't recall, but I wouldn't be surprised. That is the buzzword that Hollywood loves to use, and they think it instantly is going to bring people together. Klaus Dork asks, Puppet Master Watch Party? It's possible.
Oh shit!
I've got them all.
Then here's a question for you, sir. Chronological or order of release?
Ooh, because that means we would watch the Greg Sestero one first, right?
Yes, it is. I mean, that's why I bought them all. I got the whole thing. The whole
madman, you.
Well, it was $5 at Walmart, and I bought it specifically because it had them all in there, which meant I got the Greg Sestero one, and that's really the only thing I wanted. I was like, Puppet Master movies are okay. They're kind of stupid for the most part, but I get that retro Puppet Master movie with Greg Testosterone.
Yeah. And that's where he introduced the whiskey vodka drink.
I thought it was Scotchkas.
Scotchkas.
Oh, sorry. You're right. Scotchkas. I keep forgetting what they're called.
Which, by the way, Scotch and vodka mixed together and drinking it, not a good idea.
Wasn't gonna. Speaking of a good idea, though, folks, the Mindless Entertainment drinking stream is just a couple of minutes away. Let me drop the URL in the chat. Jesse, what do we got alcohol-wise on the bar tonight?
Scotchkas.
Discovered a actually still mostly full bottle of gin in the back of our fridge when I was cleaning it out. So I picked up some tonic water, picked up some lime, so I got a slice of the lime. And we're gonna have a G&T kind of night.
Ooh, I like it. G&T is very classy. So yeah, folks, the link's in the chat. Just a couple of minutes away. Also, a reminder: tomorrow is the Boys Giant stream with myself, Jesse, Anna, and Cecil. Cecil is love, Cecil is life. And tomorrow in the morning, I'm just gonna test out this new Tony Hawk game on a stream. But I'm just letting you guys know the heads up with the Tony Hawk or any of the streams that aren't the podcast or the High Council. They will be delisted, but I can share URLs for anyone that wants to watch or know what's up. So just keep that in mind. We always tell you guys, catch us live, because that's when you can catch everything. Head Case Laboratory. Sorry, Adam Wofford again. We're going to read this, but we want to thank you again for your generosity. He says, other Warhammer 40K fact, like other sci-fi universes, Star Trek use warp drives, which is your normal space. Star Wars hyperspace, it's another dimension. But in Warhammer, they travel through the warp where demons and the four chaos gods. We actually learned that it's the four chaos gods. So there we go. But thank you again, Adam. I still do have the Warhammer wiki up. Maybe if the nice advertisement of the big butt comes back, I'll be happy. Jesse, you missed it. I was clicking on the Warhammer link because somebody sent in a super chat about it, and the ad is this woman in yoga pants. I'm like, wow, even the ads for this shit's great. So Yeah, they know how to sell me. Headcase Laboratory says, when I left you, when I left you, Master, I was but a small leaf. Now I'm the true teabagger. Now prepare to get wrecked.
Damn.
Boy.
Wow.
That's that kind of party, all right.
Star Wars mode. But there we go. I was getting ready for something else. So we have a few more super chats. First off, from the Mustagon. Thank you very much for your generous super chat. He says, for the extra copy of Stealing Solo. I'm going to assume you got your new copy, correct? Because I assume that's what you're sending the message for. If so, I'm glad you got it. I hope you enjoy it. For those out there that backed the book, we have replaced it. We have taken care of each and every package individually. Every book now meets my standard. Actually, the thing is, you know, to get a better quality product, you go elsewhere. It was actually better in the long run because the company is just a better company. So if you're in on the story, you clearly know what happened. We've replaced books. If it must have gone, just got his copy. Hopefully that's what we're talking about. Hopefully you're enjoying it right now. But yeah, if you did back it, you should be getting new replacements in the mail and everything else will be sent to you. And then we'll be moving forward with the second printing and other stuff with this new company that I found. So thank you very much, everyone, for your patience. And I hope you guys that are reading it enjoy it. I got to deliver one by hand this weekend, guys.
Nice. Really?
Yeah. It was pretty well. He is a guy who backed it, who's a friend, and we went to his house for a party. So he low-key got the like super deluxe edition we had as a joke. But I'll tell you about him one day because he wants to meet you guys. He's a super fan of the channel. He's been a patron for years. He's a good dude. He's listening out there now, but he knows who he is. Anyway, though, Mustagon, I want to thank you, the Mustagon, thank you again for your super chat. Alt Shift M says, look up the All Guardsmen Party. I did. I got it right here. Set language to Italian. Why? I'm gonna have to check this out. I got this tab opened. I will look more into this. Alt Shift M, guys. What it is it looks like it's been last updated April of this year. It's some kind of his name was Steve. He's very cute. Well, I'll show you guys this later.
All
okay?
right then.
All right, man.
The All Guardsmen Party. It's a website. It looks like it's going to be a little fun. And then finally, from Adam Wofford again, thank you. Well, another one just popped up. Thank you, Adam Wofford. He says, the Dark Eldar are like the Pinhead and the others from Hellraiser, enjoying in pain and suffering from people they kidnap, getting pleasure from it.
Okay. You don't have to keep selling me on Warhammer 40. You don't have to keep doing this. Like we're going to get into this.
We bought in. We just have to get copies of said books.
Yeah, we have to get copies of books and games, all kinds of other stuff.
I think because of all these Warhammer super chats, we'll find out like what a starter kit is for everybody, and we'll figure that out.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
We're gonna basically take that and turn it into stuff. So, guys, thank you very much. Tell us more. But Nick, what's the fat Cenobite with the guy that looks like a white CeeLo Green?
I forgot, but I think he shoots CDs out of his mouth or something. I forget. I forget their names. I used to know them really well, but it's been years since I was into that scene.
Well, we'll call him Bob.
Okay, we'll call him Bob.
And then finally, TLJ Screwjob says, "Intensity forward coffee, too late." Or sorry, intensify forward coffee, too late. God, I do love poor Admiral Piet. Yes, he's the only Imperial officer I felt bad who died. Now, folks, we have reached the end of another World Class Bullshitters podcast. Guys, this was episode 233. We're getting closer and closer. Folks out there, we appreciate you joining us tonight. If you could help us out by spreading the word. As you know, YouTube's a little slow with certain things, but we're going to keep pushing forward, and you guys are keeping us moving. So I'd like to thank everybody who was here tonight, who helped the channel grow tonight, and everybody else that's going to watch this in the future. So you guys can follow us everywhere on social media, and you can follow me over to the Mindless Entertainment drinking stream in a moment. And Nick, Kendo, Dion, is there anything else you guys would like to say before we close this chapter and move on to the next episode for next week?
I don't think so.
Party on, dudes.
Party on, dudes. So, folks, check back Monday for a new video here on the channel. And it looks like Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday is usually going to be the best days for video. So keep checking them out. Keep coming back for more. And most importantly, folks, go out into the world and be excellent to each other.
.com